You're watching The Punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
Hello, everybody.
Hola.
¿Cómo está? Today is Viking Day.
Doing all right.
Today is National Viking Day with no Viking Herm, right?
The Viking Herm can't be here. He has clinicals and everything else today.
So we're here doing it. I can't find the
What's going on, everybody?
So we have a good show today. Who do we got?
We got us.
We got Cecilio Flores.
And
that is Lomachenko's strength and conditioning coach, Usyk strength and conditioning coach, Fostik strength and conditioning coach, and Kovalev strength and conditioning coach.
And just mention
Pacquiao.
who we had before that.
Pacquiao.
Brendan Rios.
Mikey Garcia.
Kelly the damn Ghost Pavlik.
And but he did have Mikey and Pacquiao.
Mikey Garcia,
as well.
Pacquiao.
And Floyd.
Maidana.
He helped out Floyd and Marcos Maidana.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
and numerous
up,
prospects. And we also got Jessie Vargas.
Jessie Vargas, former champion. He fought basically everybody right now. He fought Manny Pacquiao. He fought
Pacquiao.
He just had a fight with
Adrian
Broner,
Broner,
and he had another big fight with Tim Bradley.
Yes, he did.
Tim Bradley, yeah. So we're bringing him on the show today, and we're gonna listen to what they're up to.
This Viking head is hurting my damn ears.
Fucking it is. But what else we got going on, which is really huge right now? Oh, we got some pretty important shit going on today in boxing. Like we got fights coming up. We got different topics coming up today. Like just crazy shit that's popped up. Not everybody's aware of, you know.
It's true. This is true.
This is true. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? Scott.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Justin. Hi, Simon. Hi. Yeah. No. So yeah, there's a lot that we're going to touch on today, and we're going to hear a lot from our guests. We're going to hear. Mainly going to talk with C about what's going on in his camp and the fighters, and he can give us information on fights coming up and everything else.
Just a little bit of inside information on what makes those fighters tick, which is pretty awesome,
I think I kind of just want to talk to Jesse about boxing, the state of the game, you know what I mean? Like what he thinks too.
Yeah. Because
we don't know what he has coming up. I don't think he's really going to know too much.
And also this too, when you get these guys in here, we're not here to pick at them and ask a bunch of stupid shit that's asked all the time. You know what I mean?
Beat them with an axe.
Beat them with an axe. We're going to try to... What's up, Simon? Yeah, it's good to have you back, too. We're just trying to change it up a little bit, ask something different, bring different kind of guests on here than normal. I'm more interested in the state of the game, what's going on with them and stuff like that.
I think everybody should be interested in that because... there's a little law, in my opinion, in boxing right now. Well, you got next month, though. That's going to be a pretty big month with Danny Garcia and
Sean Porter.
Sean Porter.
Which we are going to be there.
Yes.
We will be in New York for that.
We still might be at the Triple G Canelo.
What?
We might. When did
that happen?
I don't know. We'll see. That's pretty big,
Well, I do know that. Yeah, I do know we have a hookup on a room there, for sure.
Yeah, we got a couple of fucking hookups.
But don't you think we should have put in for our credential at some point?
Yeah. Fuck it. We'll just go and hang around in the media room and shit.
Fuck it. We can go. We can do that. Hey, we'll get the hookup.
If we get in for the media, that's important. Being at the fight, that was one thing I wanted to talk about, like as far as covering the fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2018. I think you can cover just about any fucking fight you want to without having to go. So
we can, but it's not the same.
It's not, but. But what I'm saying is I think the important part for that Triple G Canelo would be media room, media access, things like that.
He already knew that who Vargas is fighting.
All right. Well, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we haven't got a chance to ask yet, and Vargas hasn't been as active as he could lately, so enjoying that Adrian Broner money.
And rightfully so.
So, Let's go ahead and get started on some of the topics that we're talking about.
Go ahead. Because we will be calling Cecilio at
8:30.
Yes.
Eastern. So August 21st is the deadline credential. All right, Gina's been put in for a media credential already. Look, because she was covering for us.
Well,
but you can put it for one more because I don't give a fuck about seeing it. I'll go, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, that's all up in the air still.
Yeah, I know we got, but I do know we got Porter for sure, Garcia.
Yes. Esteban, what about the Canelo BS bench rumors? You know what? I've been seeing that too, and I don't know what to think of that. I guess that's more so De La Hoya.
That's Oscar and Al Heyman having to make that.
Yeah.
Canelo has his hands full with this fight. I wouldn't be worried about Canelo or Canelo Spence right now. He hasn't even got done with this fight against Triple G. That's like getting your fucking. That's like preparing for the guillotine by dodging an axe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that don't turn out good for Canelo. I don't think that's a smart choice for Canelo. Coming off all the shit that he's going through now, and then you got a guy coming up, even though he's a big welterweight, coming up 2 weight classes, really.
I think Canelo beats Errol Spence.
Oh, I think he beats him, but if he looks bad, I mean, you're going to get the people out there. Well, you fought a welterweight. You know what I mean? Even though Canelo's a small middleweight, I don't see anything really good in that. I think with Canelo's name, there's other safe money makers.
Yeah, but Sergio, the weight already came out. Triple G was 168 today. I mean, it's not even right. The mandatory weight that they did tomorrow is just for show. They've already done their weigh in today. Triple G was 168 at 1 month. So
what was Canelo?
I don't know. I did not look, but I'm sure he was a little farther back.
I think he'd be 173.
I was gonna say 73, but he looks fat and slow. I don't think he looks slow. That's how he's training right now. They're training for power, and that's what he's doing. A lot of people, they think that because Canelo's punching slow and hard, he's slow. He's not. That's a system they're using training. He's loading up on heavy punches, and it burns more. It builds your cardio when you're loading on these heavy ass shots.
I was having a discussion today with somebody, and I said, at this fight, no matter what he does, if he comes in at that and he comes in 68, people are gonna say, well, he's not on the glenbuterol and that he lost muscle.
Yeah.
If he comes in at 174, it's because he's not on the glenbuterol. That's kind of what fans do. They're gonna see a video and he could look like fucking
Captain America.
He could look like Floyd Mayweather, or Captain America, and people are gonna say he looks slow. It's just that it's a trend right now on Canelo.
Canelo's 167 today. Well, about the same. But what I'm saying is this: Canelo is far from fat. I don't know what you're comparing fat to. You know what I mean? The guy's not fat. He's fucking pretty lean. Right now, you gotta take into account too. A lot of people, they don't understand when these guys they're filled with water. They're filled with all these different things. Right now, they're bloating. You know what I mean? They're building.
Yeah, I mean, you can't judge off that. At this far out from a fight, you can't go off what the fuck they look like. Jeez, if people would have went off that with me, man, everybody thought they would have been winning the fight.
Sergio, what's up with the black tape supporting both knees? That black tape it's compression tape. It's copper underneath. It brings circulation to the knees. I use that when I fucking run. I use that. It's the same thing. It's made by Copper Tone. It's not a medical device.
It's not going to heal or anything. It's more of a prevention.
It keeps blood flow to the area. It has copper in it. And it is. And I use the same shit. I use it on my elbow, actually.
If you got fucked up knees, it ain't going to heal it.
No. But what it does, it brings blood flow. It's a therapeutic device. You know what I mean? So.
And it ain't going to prevent you from getting injured if you're putting up heavy weight with fucked up knees. But what it does do,
it keeps blood flow.
It helps prevent injuries, and it'll make them feel good for that period of time that you're working your knees out.
It's like a tape TENS unit. I mean, that's basically what it is. Yeah, they use it when I shot. Yeah, I mean, it's a healing device. It's not like it's a modular knee brace or some shit he's wearing. You know what I mean, with the wheels on it. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to thank Sergio. You haven't got yours yet. I got to bring it to you. Sergio sent us some of the cooking powders from his family. That shit is fucking good, man.
Cooking powders?
Yeah, like seasoning salts and different things like that.
Curry?
No, they're Cuban down there.
They use curry.
It's Miami. But that fucking shit is amazing, bro. Like I got yours. I haven't sent it to you yet.
Please.
Because I know how you are with cooking and seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
It turns your chicken yellow and tastes really good.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan says respect, fellas from Philly.
Thanks, Jonathan. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks for tuning in.
Well, hey, let's get right into it. Some news popped out today, and I didn't want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. Mia St. John
Yeah, I think that popped out the other day.
It popped out 3 days ago, but it popped out today, whether we were going to speak about it or not. But you know, Mia's a good friend of mine. I love Mia. I've known her a long time. But we would be doing a disservice to the show and disservice to the people who watch if we avoided that topic. That's what you said too, you know? And I think you're right, Kelly. I think
well, I'm not going to mention other names because we do not know.
No, definitely not.
But
you know,
I think it is a big factor. You know,
I did it, Amy. I did my own.
I was listening to a little bit of Christine Lopez,
yeah,
her show, and which is a really good show, and it was a great
global fight talk, guys. Great show,
great topic. But it's wrong, and it's in so many different ways. Listen, taking PEDs is
well,
fucking...
tell the story if they don't know what happened. Mia St. John came out and said that she was taking performance-enhancing drugs throughout most of her career, and that most every other boxer was doing the same thing. So, you know, it's a bad situation. I mean, I don't know what would spur her to just fucking come out and call everybody out on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With
no proof, you know?
Yeah, but you could... I mean, there is a lot of people that there's no proof, but, you know, I think people know that they're on it. It is a serious matter, though, in sport. I mean, first of all, especially in boxing, I'm not knocking any other sport, but in boxing, you're literally putting your health and your life on the line.
Yeah.
And for somebody to be on that, I think they should actually, my opinion, get jail time for that. It should be considered an assault.
Or a fucking ban for life.
Yeah, or a felony assault, because you're using an illegal fucking drug, and then secondly, that is an enhancement, a very big enhancement that could actually hurt or kill a fighter.
Right.
So I think they should definitely be in trouble for that, and I think that they should be banned from the sport and jailed. It is cheating, and not only that, but the discouragement in a fighter. For instance, if a guy goes without getting busted, and you got this kid that literally trained his ass off so fucking hard for a fight,
yeah,
and you get in that ring, and you're equally as good, but you're hitting this motherfucker with everything that would be wearing down anybody else,
and he's not going anywhere.
And he's not getting tired, and he's just hitting you. That fucks with you. I mean, that almost goes on the borderline of like what happened. Totally different thing, but Meldrick Taylor, like how he was ruined from the Chavez fight.
Yeah.
It could take a lot out of a fighter, confidence and everything else.
Of course, yeah.
So, I mean, everything about it should be
exactly
checked.
Damon said, didn't Canseco do that with baseball? He did, but he actually named names. Mia actually didn't name any names, which is a fucking great thing.
And the guys came out and said that they were on it, that Canseco mentioned.
Canseco actually called names out and actually put where he injected people at in their. He said he was injecting Mark McGuire in a bathroom in his asshole. You know what I mean? You taking your shit off now, too?
For a minute, man.
It's hot, huh?
It'd be all up on my ears.
Kelly, were you offered to use PEDs? Not accusing you, just wondering if it was ever offered.
No.
Never.
And I tell you what, if I was getting them, I need to have a long talk with my fucking dealer.
Well, you know, I've brought it up before. When I got married and I was training for the Nationals in the All-Army team, you know, I came back and I tested positive for clenbuterol. And that was definitely the fucking food down there because I didn't even know what fucking clenbuterol was at the time. Okay, I had no idea what it was.
What were the levels, though, that you ended up?
I don't know. They didn't tell you the levels. It wasn't that kind.
Okay.
You tested positive for clenbuterol. You're suspended, right? I got suspended. I got suspended for 4 fights so they could investigate it, you know. And then, not only that, was I had to go to my chain of command and recommend me for an Article 32 hearing for illegal drug use. Anyway, after they investigated everything, they went back and said, hey, you know, he was gone for fucking 30 days. He was 3 weeks in Mexico. Fucking me. They investigated, figured it out, and I got away with it. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. I didn't even know what clenbuterol was.
Yeah. But, you know, if you get down to it and you really try to pinpoint, they will do the test, and you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell if it's from food. I'm sure the levels will be totally different from taking it.
Yeah. Well, you know, but at the time...
But these guys could be taking other shit. If they're cycling it, you know, it's 2018.
Winstrol, Stanozol, Androl.
Testosterone,
HGH, which, you know... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, but everything now... I mean, these people have been studying this shit for how many years? I mean, they know how to cycle you. They know how to take you off. They know how to mask it.
Well, look at the Russians. Remember the Russians came out and said, well, I'm not going to say who told us that, but when we were in New York, some of the Russian trainers were talking about they made an HGH. Russia has an HGH and the Ukraine has an HGH that leaves your body through condensation of sweat. It doesn't piss out. You don't piss it out or whatever. The traces of this HGH will leave your body in like 48 hours. You don't, like it's never existed. You've been on this HGH. And it leaves your body through sweat and condensation. So the more you work out, the quicker it leaves your body, and you still get the side effects from it. And these Russians were talking about that they invented this in this fucking lab. The Russians and the Cubans and Ukrainians have this shit mastered. We call that the auto injector 2000.
Yeah, the Russian auto injector 2000. Damon goes, you guys ever face anyone am or pro that you know they were juiced?
Absolutely.
I do too.
Absolutely.
In the pros, but I'm not going to say it because I don't need fucking.
I'll come out and say he was a U.S. Olympian.
When you fought him?
I fought, and he was juiced to the fucking. He was a U.S. Olympian.
Yep.
I'll come out and say that. I'll tell you who it was.
Oh yeah.
You know.
That'd be one of the first ones I picked.
Oh, and another one. One of my last amateur fights too. World champion. One of my my fourth to my last world champion. He was juiced to the fucking gills too.
Yeah. They got some designer drugs. They still can't be detected by standard athlete.
Exactly.
No, Ryan. They do. That's what I'm saying.
We were just talking about that.
The studies that they've been doing on this, and for how, I mean, you got to imagine, just used over in Europe, you know, in Russia, what they're doing, and these scientists and shit like that. They probably got shit out right now. That's amazing. My question to James on Mia was, she and her feels of confessing, so she decided to throw shade on the entire sport.
You know, from what I could say about Mia, the one thing I can say about her, she's a very honest person. Mia, I know it's kind of ironic, but she's always been a very honest and upfront person. And I don't know what has gone on, what's going on in her life. She's been through some bullshit. She lost her son, went through a bad divorce, lost her son through suicide, and things like that. I don't know if she just had one of those come to Jesus moments where. Yeah,
well, but second, Amy, I mean, is she doing that, or is that actually kind of helping the sport and the safety of others?
Yeah, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Is it really helping just calling names out?
Yeah, it could if these people end up getting popped for it.
It
happened in baseball.
Oh yeah. Well, Simon says Jimmy wrestles on padded glove, destroyed an up-and-coming fighter. Yeah, and Billy Collins. I remember that. I tend to believe someone, a strength coach, Daryl Hudson, who said he never gave a fighter anything he didn't ask for. In regards to Kelly never being offered PEDs. But I
was never offered him, to be honest with you.
Gary says, good to see a boxing channel. Scotland, what you think of Josh Taylor? His trainer is Barry McGuigan. You know what? I've become higher and higher on Josh Taylor, watching him more. At first, I wasn't real sure on Josh Taylor, but he's fast, and he has a really good defense. He's a good fighter.
But going back to Simon real quick, you know, and I can explain my situation. I was kind of, you know, my camp was close, and they were immediate people. I didn't have guys coming in from California or Los Angeles, New York, or Miami. I didn't have these high
you didn't have
profile
Matthew
fucking
Shillstone and fucking
exactly.
Alex Ariza.
The guys I had were about as fucking intelligent with strength and conditioning as I was. So that's why we did a lot of shit that was, you know, the old school training and a lot of functional training where I wasn't putting muscle on. Obviously I didn't have muscle, and but I was strong and I was in great shape. I don't think anybody was advanced enough in my fucking camps to tell me what to take or give me a hint on what to take.
Well, Damon, guys, what about the long-term physical effects of PEDs on athletes, especially boxers? Opinions on it? Long-term effects are pretty much the same as most power lifters and things like that. It's gonna fuck what's going on the outside. I'm talking about the liver damage,
the
kidney, the pituitary glands,
heart.
That your fucking testosterone levels are dropped to nil.
First of all, you're going to probably eventually have a heart attack. It raises the heart rate, which is not normal, which it caused number one cause of heart disease, the same as smoking. The reason why smoking causes heart disease is because it cuts the oxygen in the blood. Your heart got to pump faster.
And restricts blood vessels.
Exactly, so the heart pumps harder. yes, the testosterone levels, it fucks them up. I know guys in the mid-30s right now that can't get a fucking boner if Selma Hayek came over and licked it 3 times.
What happens is, you know better than I do, Kelly, but what happens is you guys take this HGH and this andro and everything else, and it's synthetic testosterone. It's not natural.
No,
so your body
mimics your natural progression.
But what happens is it hits you at the cellular level, and what it does is your body quits producing it because you have an overabundance of it from the cellular level. So when you get off of it, your body's still not going to produce it. No. Your body's saying, "Fuck you, I don't need to produce it anymore," and you don't get the testosterone. Then everybody's going to the Frank Thomas store and getting that testosterone, the ball juice they're getting.
Which there's not even real proof that fucking works.
No.
But that's free testosterone. That's what goes in your blood. That's what's in your blood.
Yeah, but it's not. But your body quits producing it. It says.
That's the one. You know what's up.
What's your take, Kelly? What's your take on strength and conditioning coaches?
I think if you get the right ones, that they're very important. I mean, again, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I think strength and conditioning is a very big factor in a training camp.
I think it's a game changer.
It truly is. I mean,
we're seeing
you're strong and you're in fucking shape. You know, they have to learn how to blend that in with boxing, though. You know, a lot of guys I see strength and conditioning coaches training their fucking guys like they're football players, and they're not using the same range of motion that you would use in boxing. So to have the right guy is very important too.
Before we go any farther, Brandon Krause is on the show. I want to say hi to Brandon from Outlaws Boxing. Yep. He's one of the best trainers out there. I think he's one of the best trainers by far in the world. I just want to say
great hi.
Jim. Great Jim. I want to say thank you for him coming and just listening to the show.
Thanks, Brandon. Tyler Spencer is watching. You're Shayna.
Oh yeah, Shayna's a great person too.
Tyler's not a great dude.
But Shayna got a new job. She's a canine police officer now.
Ooh.
Yeah. She protects animals from assholes. But
you okay, Justin?
What else we got?
You okay?
But no, you know what? This whole cardio thing, Gary, a lot of this is like old school thinking, and you know, a lot of the old school thinking, it works, but it hasn't done much to develop fighters the same way. Just because it's old school and it works doesn't make it the best way. There are other ways to do it.
You know how much old school shit that I still see people doing that's fucking ridiculous?
Hitting speed bags. Fucking stupid.
It is. It's actually a waste of time. There's other things you could do for a shoulder workout.
Yeah.
That's all a speed bag is.
It's a shoulder workout. It does nothing for speed or timing.
And then not only that, but then you see the assholes hitting it that don't even have it high enough where you're getting the shoulder workout.
They're hitting it at chin level?
Yeah. Or chest level.
Yeah.
The fucking medicine ball, pounding the stomach with a medicine ball. There's nothing helpful.
It's not strengthening organs.
It's not. It's actually damaging your organs. It's not good. It's not healthy. And I still see people that think that. The myth of that your fighter has to run at 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's bullshit.
Go fly a fucking kite.
Bullshit. You know what? You know what works best? When it's comfortable for you.
It does.
And whether it be 10 o'clock at night or 5 in the morning, what's best for you?
When you're going to get the best out of your fucking athlete, when you're going to get the best. Okay, because for instance, I know a kid that just like and how I was. They run early in the morning. They did it. Their body wasn't ready, and they were shot for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want my guy to give me the best run that he's going to have and go home for a handful of hours and then come to the gym and be ready to go for another 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Then go home and maybe get one more workout in the night. That's what I want. Well, as long as they're getting the 3 in a day, I don't give a fuck.
Also, you know what? What's overrated and they put a lot of emphasis on? Mitt training. Mitt work is fucking overrated.
I love it.
But it's overrated. People concentrate on that shit the whole time. The best thing that's going to get you in shape is sparring.
It is.
Sparring. Mitt work's great, but these 10 and 15 and 20 punch combinations do nothing for you.
But now the issue with sparring is you spar too much and you have a young kid, they will be fucking retarded by the time.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is
But it's better than bag work.
Oh, of course.
And if you get the right guy catching pads with you and you do 5 to 6 rounds, your ass will be in shape.
But my thing is this. It's not the mitt work. It's the way they're doing it now. Everything's choreographed. 10 to 15, 20 fucking punch combinations. Everybody's doing like Floyd Mayweather. Let me tell you guys something that a lot of people don't know. When the camera's not on, Floyd don't hit mitts like that. No. Floyd hits mitts like every other fighter. When the camera's on, the choreographed routines come on. But when he's not, anybody who's ever been with Floyd or watched him train, he trains like everybody else with the mitts. It's 3 to 5 punch combinations, and that's it.
Yep. What time do we have?
We have 5 minutes.
Yep.
But you know, like I said, but there's so much out there, and there's so much more that we're gonna learn as the years go on. But if you look at a guy, let's say this, like Lomachenko, his training regimen is so much different than a lot of other fighters. He's added weight training. He's added weight training to it.
Yeah.
He's added sprints. He's added swimming. He's added all these little things that not a lot of other people did. You know, I mean, other people did sprints.
I did that.
But the way that the way
I swam at the YMCA, and I would do that. We're not talking about Rocky. He's a fictional character.
Rocky is not fictional. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh fuck, that's true. This is true.
He has a fucking statue.
Yeah, a statue of Philly. Yeah, fuck.
You don't even got a statue in Youngstown.
Fuck no.
But you do have a sign. Where's that sign that says home of Kelly Pavlik? Yeah. Where is that sign at? I've seen it before, but I forgot where it's at.
Right by Cornersburg. Huh? Oh yeah.
Let's get him a statue. Let's make that shit out of.
Dude.
Let's make it out of dog shit. A big dry dog shit statue.
No, really piss him off and make it fucking huge too. Make it as high as the fucking Huntington building downtown.
And you know what, Jeff? You're right. Good talking points. There's a ton of outdated shit being tossed around. And you know what? But there are little tricks of the trade. Joe Goosen and Ricky Funes does something awesome. And I'll tell you what, one thing that they do to harden your hands, make your hands a little tougher, they will punch the heavy bag with gardening gloves. And that shit will make your hands tougher. And it's old, but it works. You know what I mean? Your hands will get tougher. You're not fucking jamming your fucking...
But that, in the long run, in my opinion, and actually, it's
you're not hitting but you're not hitting the bag hard.
But you're still damaging.
But you're not hitting it hard. You're just working, you know? I like it.
You got so many little joints and ligaments in there that's...
What happened the days of drinking raw eggs? I'll tell you, Simon, fighters get salmonella and they're down for a week.
Well, not only that, but also raw eggs don't carry the same amount of nutrients as when you cook them.
Yeah.
When you cook them, it makes the nutrients more potent and you get more out of it.
The running is what works best for the fighter. Tyson woke up at 3 a.m. for his mental strength, knowing he woke up earlier. And you know what? Running is. But that steady stay running is not the best for you.
Yeah, but it still don't matter on that. If your guy is getting up at 9 a.m. or running at 9 a.m. and running that fucking 3 miles a minute and a half faster than Tyson was at 3 a.m., then I'm going to want my guy to run at 9 a.m. It's not mine. The mine ain't going to really get you that much fucking farther during a rugged, tough fight. It's being able to run that 3 miles a minute fucking faster because your body's ready to go at that time and you get more out of it. And then the rest of your workouts throughout the day, you're able to 100% and get the best out of that. That is what makes the difference.
Damon says, or Marquez. You know what, Sergio? That Marquez drinking his urine. I don't know. I don't know where he got that from, but it was he was trying to replace nutrients in his body, and it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I had no idea why he did that.
You could only drink, like they said, like a cup of your piss, and that's it. Suggested if you absolutely have to.
The only way I'm drinking on my piss is
like
I've been on a raft for 20 days.
Stuck in a fucking desert or on a raft.
A raft.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, and it will replenish certain nutrients that you lost and give you some electrolytes, but any more than that, a cup actually starts tearing the lining in the stomach and breaking down all the good bacteria, and it's horrible for you. Yeah.
Well, and you know, like somebody just said, swimming's
but your
great
kidneys
too.
And liver are the best filters that you could
They just asked about weight training. Damon did. You know, weight training's awesome. I have nothing. I love weight training, but for fighters, yes, why not? It's how you do it, though. Are you lifting for fucking? You're not lifting. You're not becoming a power lifter. You're lifting. You're lifting light to medium, and you're doing a lot of reps. You're building lean muscle. And I think it's become more accepted.
I did very lightweight and a shitload of reps, and then I also did keg lifts. Nobody fucking laughed. I did fucking pull-ups on fire hoses. I did
Kegel.
Chain pulls. Yeah, Kegels.
He just said he did Kegels.
Chain pulls. I did all that shit. So it's
hand muscles you get from putting your hands in 3 pounds of rice and squeezing it.
You do, and that's one of the safer, easier ways to strengthen your hands.
I've also heard you can rehabilitate an injured hand that way.
Yes, you can. And yes, Tommy, that is good. But what I'm going back to is about as far as doing push-ups on your knuckles or hitting shit with them. You got so many small bones and fucking ligaments in your hand that their hands are not made for that. The hands were not created by God to fucking hit shit or put them through hell.
Yep.
That's why the people have arthritis. So when you do those things with them, you're actually damaging your hands over a period of time, and it's worse for you to do that. But the safe way to do it, getting one of those little like rubber, you put your hands in there, it looks like a tennis racket.
Yeah.
And squeezing, doing that, squeezing a rubber ball or tennis ball. The bucket of rice is really good.
You know, also too, a lot of things fighters are overlooking now. People overlook. They overlook recovery, and that's just as important as the training is recovering the right way.
Yeah.
With the right diet and recovering with the right, massage therapy and chiropractic work, stuff like that. And a lot of people don't think that. They run these fighters into the fucking ground.
Yeah. Or they listen to a guy or read one thing on the fucking internet, and that's what they.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kevin said I did the right thing. Improved my grip strength. What's up, guys? Nice shirt, James. You know how I improved my grip strength? I just masturbate a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Just jack off a lot.
I hope. It will.
It's like a bicycle grip. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's like I broke my hand 14 years ago and it still broke. Wow, that's not good.
Well, you probably might want to get a new
Thank you,
doctor.
Gary. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. We're full of useless information. Sergio said crazy Mexican shit. Well, I'm Mexican, so yeah.
Okay, Simon. For the longest time, I did refrain from sex in the weeks before a fight. Late in my career, I still did involuntary. I was just in training camp, and no women were around. Now, even on that, Simon, there's another one with the old myth of don't have sex. 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
prior
5. Actually, now with a lot of fucking studies,
it improves your performance, or either makes it
or
doesn't change it.
Or you have to fucking, I hate to say this, orgasm regularly how you were, because if you don't, then it will fuck up the whole testosterone level and shit like that. So I guess to say is however many times you was busting, fucking do that the same amount throughout camp.
Damon says, what about cross training with other fight styles, wrestling? I wouldn't want to do it because I wouldn't want to injure my knees or my wrist or anything else that could jeopardize that fight. Because if you're not skilled in that, and you don't know how to land properly or roll properly, you could fuck yourself up and lose out.
That's very true. But on that, Damon, that's a very good question, because besides what James just said with other combat sports, I see no problem throughout a training camp. Actually, I did it before the Bronco McCarr fight. I played tennis or a safe game of basketball. I think making you a better athlete is not going to hurt anything going into a fight.
No.
So yeah, cross training, and it breaks up the monotony of the same old rigorous shit of running and doing the regular boxing, and you're having fun. Pick up game of basketball, playing tennis. You're having fun, but you're still getting a hell of a workout. You're burning the calories you need. You're getting strong, and you're getting athletic. Cross training, I think, is a really good thing for boxers to do while they're training. I used to do that all the time. I play racquetball.
Oh yes, bike,
tennis.
I used to play basketball and baseball and everything else.
You probably would too, though.
You know what we used to do for you know what I used to do for conditioning? Because I got tired of running. I would go out for passes, like as a wide receiver, and have a quarterback throw the ball to me. And I didn't realize I was sprinting because I was playing football.
When I trained, what's his name mentioned? What's his name? Mayweather's guy. With Spence. What's his name? The head guy now, the promoter.
Oh, Heyman?
No, the other one. The glasses that he was talking about me beating the shit out of everybody.
Oh, that's Mayweather. Yeah, I forgot it.
Anyways, when I was out there for that training camp in Vegas, what you're saying, I went to Durango High School.
Yeah.
And that's where Max Kellerman had me throw the ball over 50 yards. But Jack Lowe would throw me pass route. I would run pass routes like 5-yard outs, 5-yard ins, streaks, and it breaks it up, and I'm running like. And
you're not realizing you're running because you're chasing a ball around, and you're getting sprints in.
At the end of the day, you probably did like 700, 800 fucking yards of running.
Yeah.
And never even paid attention to it.
Exactly, and we used to do it too. That's fucking awesome. And basketball's the same way.
And you're getting that because you're sprinting.
And soccer.
And you're running in the air, the ball's in the air, and you're running, and you're picking up the speed without even realizing it. The same thing as in a fight when you'd have to do that.
And you're doing stop and start like boxing.
Mm-hmm. Fast twitch muscles.
Twitch muscles. You're doing hit cardio. Esteban
that would be yes, Simon. That's it. Thank
Esteban
you.
says, What about quitting soda? I hear many fighters quit soda, which is more addicting. Soda is, you're a fucking moron if you drink soda and you try to be an athlete. Soda is fucking worse than crack. It's liquid crack.
Trying to make weight.
You're a fucking idiot if you drink soda, honestly. Even if you're not an athlete and you drink soda, you're a fucking idiot. That shit is terrible for you. It is.
But you went from like 2 liters a day. So
to none.
I know. But that was only a couple
I didn't drink 2 liters.
We were fucking right up there.
No, I drank at least, what? I drank maybe one. I maybe 1 2 liter. I didn't drink that much soda. But I don't drink any soda.
Now, yeah, which is good. And look, they're the fucking difference. I lost just a couple of months ago when I somewhat started a diet. I cut out pop, and I only drank like 1 can of pop a day, maybe a can and a half. Yeah. I literally lost in that week like 6 pounds. I cut out all other sugars too. I was never really a sweet tooth eater, but I lost 7 pounds just cutting out the sugar.
Amanda says, screw the sex. That sucks. Amanda, you haven't had sex in 3 years. What are you talking about?
You haven't had it in a while. That's right. You haven't had sugar in a long time.
Hey, you hear that? He's eating sugar right now. It says, Amanda said,
good.
Amanda said, screw the no sex. That sucks. I said, Amanda, you haven't had sex in 3 years. What are you talking about? Great stuff right here. Ellerby. Yeah, that's it, Simon. Sorry.
All right. Well, we are going to make a...
All right, guys. We're going to get back to your questions and just keep asking. We're going to bring Lomachenko's trainer, Cecilio Flores, and Usyk and Kovalev. We're going to bring everything.
That was a really good combo, though.
What?
That was a good topic. We should tap on it.
We're going to tap on it again. Yeah. Energy drinks, too. Those are, you know what energy drinks do? They give fucking kidney stones to people.
Justin, eventually I want our producer to come on.
He won't. He's like, fuck us.
Because he fucking lost a shitload of fucking weight and looks really good.
Everybody's working out now. Dude, it's not working.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on, Kelly?
What's going on? Cecilio, you're on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
What's up, Cecilio?
Hey, what's up, James? How are you, brother?
Good, how are you?
How's that
I'm
sound?
doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good. We're happy to get you on here. We've been trying for a long time, but Roger's let us down.
Yeah, man. No, I'm glad that I have a chance to get on. I'm definitely very happy, man.
That's awesome. We're not here to put you on the spot or nothing, you know. We just want to ask like your opinion on the state of the game and stuff like that. Easy stuff.
Well, I'm going to ask you some questions though.
You got the wrong guy, man. You got the wrong guy, you know.
Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, we have Cecilio Flores. I personally, and I think
most known for training Kelly Pavlik.
Yeah, most people agree he's probably he's the best strength and conditioning coach in the game right now. He works with Lomachenko and Usyk, and he's worked with Vostik. He's worked with so many people.
Numerous prospects.
And he's so what's been going on new with you, Cecilio?
Nothing much, man. Just just mastering the craft and just staying busy. I have a lot of hungry lions right now. We have a couple fighters fighting here on the 25th in Glendale, Arizona, and I have another hungry lion fight on September 1st in Fantasy Springs, and I have another guy fighting in September 14th in Fresno.
Wow!
So just staying busy. And just making these champions, one fight at a time.
What keeps you motivated every day, Cecilio? What keeps you motivated to keep doing this every day to get out of bed and get this hustle?
Yeah, man. No, I mean, I love what I do. First things first, I love what I do. And it's fun. It's not a job for me. It's not something where I have to go punch in or I have to just be under somebody else's supervision. I love what I do, and and I have fun with it, and that's what keeps me motivated. Of course, my family. I love my family, and that just makes me want to keep working harder and harder.
Yeah, AC. We're actually talking a little bit before just on strength and conditioning coaches and picking certain ones and what they could bring to the table for a fighter. But I wanted to ask you, with the regimen that you put your guys through and these different workout programs that you come up with, do you spend a lot of time researching, or is there something that you do yourself, or maybe because you're in shape and you're pretty fit, that you may do and say, you know what, this will work for Lomachenko, or this will work for Mikey Garcia or whoever it is that you're working with. How do you come up with some of these workout programs?
No, absolutely, Kelly. That's a great question, and definitely you have to constantly keep evolving. You know,
Exactly.
There's a lot of things that work, and there's a lot of things that don't work. You know, a lot of things that work for certain fighters. You know, what I tend to work on is on the fighters. After I do an evaluation, I tend to work on their weaknesses because I mean, you definitely the way you train is the way you're gonna fight. You know, and if you're not working on those weaknesses, it's gonna show during the fight. It's gonna show during the training camp. So definitely, I keep researching. I keep myself busy and finding the best thing out there when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to any type of technique. Definitely, man. You have to in this competitive world, in this competitive sport, you need to stay on the edge, man. And I think I got something great for my fighters that I offer them. And I'm also, I mean, to let you guys know, I'm ready to open up a new facility for not only just for fighters, but a lot of different athletes as well.
There you go.
That's awesome.
You should.
Yeah, you should. You should have done that a long time ago.
I think you got the resume.
It's just one of those things that you know the man upstairs has put in front of me, and you know I think the time is right. You know, it's called hypergravity training, and it's incredible. It's gonna take over the sports world, and you know I have a great team, I have a great partner, and this is something that I'm gonna offer to not only just to fighters, which I love, but definitely any type of athlete out there that wants to take it to the next level.
No, yeah.
No, go ahead.
You know, and going on that again, I'm going to stay on that topic just one more time. Okay, so saying like, you know, what you just mentioned now with this new thing that you found, a program and everything else, do you still sometimes also though say like, well, this worked for so-and-so, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or do you try just to keep everybody happy or keep the fighter saying, wow, you know, this guy is really that good by switching their program? I mean, where does that come into play too? I would be kind of like...
No. Sorry. No, definitely you got to keep evolving, though. And I mean, old school training, old school technique, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's a lot of times that, you know, you go back to the basics, you go to the push-ups, you go to the basic stuff. Absolutely, that's the bread and butter. But definitely, you know, for example, like Lomachenko, definitely for myself, I like to keep challenging them. I like to keep evolving, and if it's different techniques, different movements. So for one camp, I'll do certain things. For a different camp, I'll take certain things out and add new stuff. So that way, it challenges them, it keeps them interested, and
it probably comes down to who they're fighting.
You develop different type of skills and whatnot.
Cecilio, I got a question. A lot of people are curious too. What is it about Lomachenko that makes him so special among all his peers? What is it about his work ethic? What separates him from every other fighter?
I mean, you nailed it, James. You know, it's his work ethic, man. He's a constant professional. He's dedicated to the sport. I mean, this is a guy that, you know, doesn't fuck around, man. You know, and his ultimate goal is to be the best pound for pound in the world. You know, he tries to avoid the distractions. You know, and when he goes to training camp, he goes to training camp. You know, and that's very rare. You know, because as you know, there's a lot of distractions, and sometimes certain fighters will get distracted, and it'll show during the training camp. It'll show during the fight and things. But this is the type of guy that has the discipline, and I mean, he's right up there with the greats, man. He's right up there with the greats, and he especially now, he's not gonna want to regress or have a shitty performance. You know, he always wants to improve. You know, not only that, he has a great trainer, his father, that just is constantly on him and wants to make him better every time too.
Yes. You know, I heard a good friend of yours and mine, Roger, said that Lomachenko, in between camp, he don't take time off like fighters do. He eats clean he always eats clean still, and he still does. He's always staying active even when he's not fighting.
Absolutely, man, absolutely, and that's the key. That's the key. I mean, not only that, he likes to stay in shape, and he's an outdoorsman. You know, he likes to hunt, and he likes to fish. And not only that, I mean, when you got your father as a trainer,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard for him to escape, you know. So when he takes time off, he takes time off and he rests with his family. But no, he stays in shape year round.
Yeah. Hey, see, we got a question from Jeremy Simpson. He goes, "Have you ever worked with a fighter who hit a plateau during camp, and what did he do to get them over that hump? What did you do to get them over that hump?"
Yes, man. In fact, I have a fighter, that's happened. Definitely, you know, you try to find out what the problem is, but the most important thing is to give him rest. You know, if there is a plateau or he's not getting any better or anything like that, you definitely want to rest the body. Most trainers will ignore that. Most trainers will, you know, tough, no pain, no gain, and fight through it, and it ends up making it worse. So it is very important to pay attention to that, take great notes, and definitely change the workout. You know, you can change the workout to swimming, or, you know, where there's not a lot of resistance, or he's still getting the workout, but, you know, it's easier on the joints and things like that. So it's a little bit different for everybody, definitely. But that's a great question, man. And a lot of trainers ignore that, or don't see that, or don't have the experience to acknowledge that. And then you have the fighter showing up at fight night, you know, just fucking exhausted.
Yes, exactly. You know, there's a new school of thought that I've been hearing a lot lately, that there's no such thing as overtraining. I personally think it's bullshit. You can't overtrain. What is your opinion on that?
No, definitely. You know, it's you got these guys, you know, beast mode and fucking 4/7 training. I mean, that's great. If that helps you to motivate you and takes you to the next level, great. God bless you. But definitely, as much as you want to train, definitely as much as you need to rest as well. You know, that's very important. That's where you recover. That's where you heal your body. You know, a good massage program, a good stretching program, and, you know, there's a lot of.
Was that for me?
Stuff now. You know,
No.
You got the ice. You got the ice program and all that good stuff. You
Yeah.
know, every bit helps. You know, you got a good chiropractor.
We were just talking about that.
There's a lot of things out there that definitely
And that's,
you need to heal the body up.
That's, you know, on that topic, that was the thing I brought up about it. Overtraining is, I mean, if you're not training the right way, overtraining could be a problem. But as far as being in training camp, where most top level fighters are fighting, I said that, you know, it's really hard though to overtrain. The human body is an amazing fucking piece of equipment. If, you know, as long as you're getting that rest one or 2 days a week, and
but then you're not overtraining if you're resting.
You're sleeping. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
but overtraining means you're not taking rest days. You're working 7 days a week without stopping. That's what
overtraining could be anything. It
but
could be that he may make him run too.
Yeah. No, you're right, Kelly. I mean, you have certain fighters, you know, running 10 miles a day or 6 miles a day. Well, I mean, that'll stuff you up in 6 weeks, 8 weeks of doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Before I give the thing of saying like they overtrained for the fight, my first thing would be, well, they maybe undertrained, or they, you know, just a bad night, or this. Overtraining, like, unless you're really a fucking idiot, is really hard to do. You know, you have to you know, and then a lot of things come into play with that: dieting, rest, you know, all that.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, what is your opinion on the negative effects on long distance running? Like when I'm talking about 15, 20 mile runs, what's your opinion on the negative returns on that? I know a lot of trainers, they're against it, and some are like all for crazy amounts of running. What do you think about that?
That's a good question.
Well, listen, the thing is, road work, it is important, but the thing is, if you really look at the sport of boxing, boxing is a sprint. It's not really a marathon.
Yep.
You're not gonna fucking. You're not gonna box for 36 rounds. You know, you're not gonna. So it's really counterproductive to be running all these miles. You really don't need to. I mean, there's certain fighters that don't even run at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Leo Santa Cruz don't run.
Yeah. I mean, so you really, I mean, you can make it up different ways. So it's not necessarily you have to be running those kind of miles. Again, boxing is a sprint. It's literally 3 minutes sprint, 1 minute rest.
And you know, Cecilio, I agree with that. I truly do. I would be okay with my fighters running, but you know, like when I came out there with you guys and you had us run on the grass and ground and dirt, you know, I think plays a big factor too. I mean, all the years I ran on cement and 3 miles a day and then 5 miles on the weekend, and that shit took its toll. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, Kelly. You know, absolutely, man. And you have some miles in you. I mean, didn't make sense for you to run on a pavement again. You know, definitely. You know, if you could find some nice tracks or some nice foothills where you could run, definitely save the knees, save the back, and save the joints.
Yeah, and you were talking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 miles. Thursday off running. Friday, 3 miles. Saturday, 5 miles. Sunday off. Back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that shit.
But those
all
are
on cement.
Those are good medium distance runs for a fighter. He's not running you 25 miles a day.
But that 3 miles just every day doing that. That was a pounding on the
joints.
knees, the shins. And I agree with Cecilio. I mean, I think it's good to still do, but I also think that there's other things that you could, you know, add into that program. Yeah. And like I said, even one thing that I was a fan of doing was like the cross training, tennis here and there, or a basketball game for cardio and athleticism. You know, different things that you could do for the cardio part though, other than pounding the legs.
Cecilio, you got a question. You got a question from Damon Martinez. He said he wants to tell you what's up. He said it was great to meet you in New York. That was on the Lomachenko-Linares fight. He met you. What brings the bigger reward? Working with a completely out of shape man and making him a fighter, a beast, or an experienced fighter that you can refine and make a champ?
You know, at the end of the day, man, that doesn't matter. What really matters is building a relationship with these guys and building that bond, building that trust, and making him a champion. You know, it doesn't matter if he's starting from the bottom or he's already a world champion many times. It's that friendship. It's that belief that you know you create in fighters and help develop. But to me, it doesn't matter. I mean, right now I have a lot of hungry lions right now, and man, I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see him in the morning. That to me right there, that it's awesome, you know. I mean, again, but I also love working with a lot of great champions as well. But it's a relationship. It's the course that one takes, you know. Personally, that in my opinion.
Microphone's picking it up.
Well, see, listen, I told you that I would make it short for you, 10 to 12 minutes, and we already had you on 20. I know you're busy. Hey, thanks for coming on, and I would love to have you on more often. Your knowledge and letting us know what's going on and everything else is just really, really fun. And
it's an honor having you on, C. I appreciate you for coming on and everything you've done for me, and you know, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me in your show. I hear great things, and you know, I had an opportunity to get on your show. I love you guys, man. And
love you too.
You know,
love you too.
What you're doing,
and listen,
bigger and better things, man.
I would have kept you on longer, but see, I realized if I want to get you back on again, I can't keep you on for 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So.
no, it's all good, man. I changed my schedule around. My guys are waiting for me, but it's all good, man. It's all good.
All right.
No worries, Joe.
Hey, well, thanks, man, and great interview, and thanks for all the information and sharing with us, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you, C.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Take care. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that was Cecilio Flores.
I did promise him yesterday. I said 10, 12 minutes.
Well, he is one of the best conditioning coaches. There's some great questions. We just couldn't get to them all. Kerry asks, is Mikey Garcia a good trainer? I would not know because he doesn't train. Robert Garcia is a good trainer.
Yes.
But Mikey Garcia may be a great trainer one day.
He may be.
But Kell Brook versus Mikey Garcia? Oh, bro. Mikey Garcia.
In that fight now,
Mikey Garcia beat Kell Brook up.
8:54. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. We got to make.
And then
We just got one more guest, and then that way we can talk a little bit on the other questions.
we can talk
and-
about the other things after. We have Jessie Vargas coming, but Simon says, how much of the training is building mental strength of an athlete? How do you deal with a fighter? I'm sorry we couldn't get to everything, guys. It's hard.
What did
Tommy was talking about. Tommy's back in the 80s again.
Why is these?
Why is these? He's right here.
You passed it.
Did I?
Yeah.
No. I still say some of the greatest fighters from the 70s, 80s, and 90s didn't have any strength and conditioning coaches on them. We're going 15 rounds. Now, most fighters can't go 12 rounds with strength coaches, but they do help somewhat. They can go 15 rounds. Fighters can. They just don't train for it.
They're not trained, yeah. You got to, Tom, I know what you're saying. I can see where you're coming. I don't know what you're saying. Guys, today, the advancement in sports technology and sports science and everything that's been going on, guys are just, they're bigger, faster, stronger. Even in the NFL, just look at it. You got guys, back in the day, they used to wear big pads and shit like that, neck rolls, and you got guys today who are bigger and faster actually taking pads off their body, not wearing knee pads and thigh pads, so that way they could run faster or have that one step ahead. And the same with boxing. I mean, the guys it's just, I could say even from 10 years ago when I was champ, guys are faster, bigger, and everything. But it's
No, they are, and that's the thing, man. A lot of these athletes, a lot of those athletes in the 70s and 80s that we so warmly talk about, they couldn't make it in the sport today. I mean, some could. Let's not. Yeah. But let's be honest now. Does anybody really believe that Greg Haugen would be a world champion in today's boxing world?
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck no.
It's and you know what? They didn't have social media either back then. So a lot of them could get away with that shit. They could get away fighting the way they did and have people. It's not as bad. It's not as harsh.
Okay, and well, yeah, McClellan was outstanding. Do you think McClellan won the Ben fight at the first round? I do think it was a long count, but things happened. It was unfortunate, and Joe McClellan was one of my favorites.
And guys, don't get me wrong. If you gave the athletes of then, if you gave Jim Brown and guys like that what the athletes today have, who knows? But I'm just saying, like the evolution. I mean, just over time, guys, athletes are bigger, faster, stronger, and yes, and at the same, not only that, but the technology and the sports science and the equipment and everything else has gotten better. The dieting, the supplements. I mean, my God, I mean, it's endless. So it's not. You can't really argue. It's not. It's not a fair comparison.
No,
at all.
True. It's true, but it's different. It is. And Daniel asked Billy Joe Saunders versus Andrade. However, I have Boo Boo in that fight. I'm not sold on Billy Joe Saunders yet. For the simple fact is this. You beat a Lemieux, you are not a world beater at this point. And then Imam, whoever he beat before. You know what? I think Boo Boo's a better fighter. My only problem with Boo Boo is he's just not active. And that hurts you. And like I told Kelly the other day.
My take on that fight is whoever wins, then I'm going to really be paying attention to.
Yes.
And I could whoever wins that fight, I could say, you know what? They're a pretty fucking. They're the real deal. Yeah. They're going to make some noise in that division.
Well, my thing is this too: if Billy Joe Saunders, if he fought as well as his Twitter thumbs did, he would be pound for pound.
Right. That's with a lot of guys today.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, we can go down the list. Everybody wants to be Jackson, Babe Ruth, Tyler Jordan. Yeah, it's true, but Saunders is the best, no doubt. You will see. You're only saying that because you're from your neck of the woods, Gary. Let's be honest. He's the best.
Everybody said that about Gary the Rocket Lockett, too.
Everybody said about Gary Lockett and Ricky Hatton, too. Blue Moon.
I'll give you guys credit on one guy. And he's really Italian.
Joe Calzaghe.
Yeah, and he's originally from Sardinia, so
Saunders,
you guys could have him, but he was fucking legit.
I'm going to tell you right now, Gary. Saunders needs to stay the fuck away from Canelo and Daniel Jacobs. Yep. Daniel Jacobs will beat the fucking
even old ass Triple G
breaks and rotors off of him. Jeff Lacey.
Maybe he heard you whisper.
What the fuck? Can you hear that?
Oh shit! That makes me laugh. Oh fuck.
Lacey was from the United States, Sergio. Lacey's from Florida. He's not from England.
My makeup all smeared. Oh, we're gonna have to. What time
Yeah, we know that, but he's from your neck. Was the UK? You guys are all UK up there.
Yeah, UK.
You guys are all
about
UK. You
same.
guys love your fighters, even to the point where you guys don't think clearly. Ricky Hatton was supposed
But I
to.
will give them fucking credit for that. That's why they get.
They're the best fans in the world.
I wish the fans in the United States was like that.
I wish that too. 80,000 people at Wembley. But let me tell you what. I remember them saying that Ricky Hatton was going to knock out Floyd and Manny.
Yeah.
That did not go well.
Actually, he got knocked out by both of them.
Yeah. And Johnson fight his competition. His last fight on HBO wasn't impressive, but that was just one fight. And I think it's 60. It's true. Yeah, I would agree with you, Esteban. He does fight to levels competition. That's the same problem that Danny Jacobs has and Canelo tends to have. And a lot of these guys, what happens is they're so talented. They're so fucking talented, these guys are, right? And they get bored somewhere in the fight and they just start going through the motions. And it's not right. But even Kelly said the same thing, haven't you? That they do. They get bored.
Yeah. I kind of a couple of fights I did.
You weren't bored when you knocked Gary Lockett around.
Oh, no.
You were just
I
wanting to
didn't
get
have
out
time
of it.
to get bored. I mean, the motherfucker kept taking a knee.
You wanted, hey, I thought you had I thought you had a date or something that night. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what, though? I deserved that fight after fucking Miranda, Taylor 2 times. Zartucci before that. And the thing about Zartucci, hey, listen, yeah, Zartucci wasn't a fucking Hall of Famer.
Olympian, man.
Or, well, I'm just saying, but, you know, he wasn't a fucking world champ, but a lot of people didn't want to fight him. And who stepped up to the plate to fight him? I did. A lot of top guys didn't want to take the chance to fight a relatively unknown guy. But I did.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So that fucking Gary Lockett fight, it was good for me.
I think we're pushing that time where we need to.
I think we is.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to call up Jessie Vargas. We're going to do about 10 minutes, guys, and we'll get to your questions, so don't leave. Don't leave. We're going to get to all your questions, and we're going to talk about some other cool things we thought of.
This is true.
This is true. Why is this? Thanks, Sergio.
Explain.
BJ's current relationship built on his last outclassing brawler with... Exactly, Kevin. I agree 100%. And Saunders' current reputation is built on his last fight outclassing a brawler with boxing. And that is true. Do you think Mike Garcia should... We'll get to that, Ryan.
Hello?
Jesse, you're on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's crackling?
Thank you for having me.
What's up, champ?
What's going on, fellas?
No, what's going on with you? You're the star. Will you tell us what's going on?
You're the fucking star, homie.
So you're getting ready. You're getting ready for a fight in October, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, October 6th is the date, and it will be in Chicago at the Wintrust Arena. It will be televised through The Zone. Eddie Hearn is my promoter, Matthew Boxing, and we're doing big things together, thankfully, man. I'm looking forward to this next big fight.
That's only a 6-hour drive for me, buddy.
Yeah, we could probably make that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That means you have to be in attendance.
Yes, I will.
Kelly, you have an open invite as well. I hope you guys can make it out.
Hell yeah. I'll be there.
We'll go. Yeah.
Great to hear.
The Windy City.
That's great news. Fantastic.
How's Cat?
The opponent is Thomas Dillon. And we all know Thomas. He's a fighter that always comes to give a showdown.
Yep.
You know, he leaves it all in the ring each and every time, and I'm sure that in this fight he's gonna come and try to prove himself and give it his best effort. And he has been a top contender for quite some time now.
Yeah, Robert Garcia had him, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure who has him now, but you know, he seems committed to giving an action-packed fight.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse, we got Sergio Borgs. He wants to know, and you knew this was coming. It says no rematch with Broner.
Well, I was trying to pursue the rematch immediately after the first fight. Unfortunately, Broner didn't want to fight. People didn't want to fight because I didn't hear anything back from them. As you know, we do share one similar advisor, which is on him, and I shared my thoughts on and my eagerness to the rematch, but unfortunately, they didn't share the same emotion when he heard about the second fight.
There's a reason. There must be a reason why he doesn't want the second
Well,
one.
I know me and Kelly both had you up in that fight.
Exactly.
We talked about in the show. We had you up. I had you up by at least 3 rounds in that fight.
Yep. Well, I thought, I had a blast at the International Boxing Hall of Fame too.
Yep.
Me and Jesse, I mean, we're kind of like hung out most of the time, and we talked about a lot of shit. So
Yeah.
we won't talk
Yeah,
about too much
great
what we
time,
talked
man.
about.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly and I were just talking boxing, hanging out.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a fun time.
We had everybody over our fucking shoulders in the bus on the way back because we had the ESPN app watching.
Yeah.
What fight was that? The what's his name? Crawford and
Horn.
Horn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So how's camp going for you right now?
It's going well. At the moment, it's going extremely well. We just started camp this past Monday, and no complaints at all whatsoever. I'm feeling very good. I'm working better than I did before. The reason why, because I'm working smart. I'm working with a lot of intelligence when it comes to the fitness, gym, and of course, Mike McCollum is my trainer, and he's doing everything in his power to make sure that I'm in tip-top shape. Yeah. And I have everything down that he wants me to act up in the fight.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. I mean, shit. When I was out there, you did that run, and you were actually getting ready to go back into training then. So you keep yourself pretty well, conditioned in between fights too, though. So
I do, Kelly. Yeah, I do. You know what? I always feel that if I keep myself in shape, year round, it gives me longevity in my career. I want to do this for several years to come, if God permits. And that's why I usually like to stay around. I mean, not stay at 147. That'd be too much. But definitely stay,
60?
maybe 10, 15 pounds at the most overweight.
Yeah. That's about right.
It's difficult to remove the weight.
You have a question, Jesse, from Simon Rubalcaba, former pro fighter himself. He said, "What separates Eddie Hearn from other promoters that you've dealt with?"
That's a good question. You know what? After speaking with Eddie, he convinced me, man. He told me what was on the table, and not only did he speak on it, but he had it all down on paper. You know what I mean? So basically, that shows me that what he says it's facts.
Yes.
And if he promises you something, he will give it to you, and he will make sure you get it. You know why? Because he puts it on paper. There's nothing better than a deal being done on paper, knowing exactly when you're gonna fight, for what quantity. I think that's very important.
It is.
But not only that, something else that really surprised me, not surprised me, but that I enjoyed to see was the respect that Anthony Joshua has for Eddie Hearn.
Yes.
Even when he spoke of him, he spoke very highly. And for them to be working together for so long, and him and Anthony Joshua feel this way about his promoter, it says a lot about him, about him being an honest man. I truly believe so, and that's why I signed with him, and I'm happy with the decision I made with Eddie Hearn, and I believe that we're gonna do big things together.
That's awesome.
You have another question too. Tell us about your fight early in your career against Titsworth, a fighter that kissed you during the fight. Strangest thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, man. His name was Trenton Titsworth, and he was from Tennessee, I believe.
That's acceptable there, Jesse. You know that, right?
Yeah, he might have been a cousin.
The triple T's, and Trenton Titsworth from Tennessee. Well, he it was early in my career. I believe it was my second pro fight. He was about 6'3".
Wow.
He's pretty tall and rangy, but I found a way to win. But what was mainly the big impact in that fight was the kiss that he gave me in my ear.
Oh wow!
It was strange how it happened, but the minute that he kissed me in my ear, the referee was breaking us up. Right, this is exactly how it happened. The referee does break, and he gets in between us. But before Trent Titsworth take a step back, he kissed in my ear. So immediately when he kissed my ear, I just hit him in the face with the right hand and I dropped him. And I wasn't happy at that time, and I wasn't having any of it. And I made sure that I taught him a lesson. But unfortunately, they deducted a point from me, and they deducted 2 points from him for
kissing you.
For misconduct.
Yeah.
something along those
Or
lines.
sexual harassment.
Unsportsmanship. They probably could be.
That was a
Yeah.
That was a 9-7 round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an unsportsmanship like conduct. I believe it was.
Jesse, I have a question for you personally here. There's a lot of young fighters listening to the show right now. They listen. What is some advice that you could give to a young fighter going up? The most important thing that you could tell somebody coming up in their career right now?
Well, I mean, there's several things, but Kelly would agree with me. I'm sure, I'm sure he has his own ways. He's had so much success as well. That's actually some of the questions that I would have for Kelly at the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And I guess it would just be to be determined on what you want to accomplish. Have a goal in mind. Envision what you want to accomplish. That has to be clear, first of all. Second of all, have the right team around you. Have people that back you up. Make sure every deal that you make sure to overlook it. Make sure that you go through the contract 3 times before you sign it. Just think twice about your decision before making it, because one bad move can take you a few steps backwards. And in this sport, nothing nothing is left undone. You know what I mean? One simple mistake can cause you a huge setback. So just make sure that you overthink everything when it comes to this, except for when you're in the ring. When you're in the ring, let your hands go, do what you know how to do, and perform well. Train properly, and make sure that you're in shape to fight every round, whether it's an 8, 10, or 12 rounder. Just make sure you prepare yourself.
That's exactly everything I say.
This sport is not a game, and there's a lot of seriousness behind it.
Are you sure you and Kelly aren't brothers?
That's everything you said. Yeah, we talked about it, but I even
crazy.
forgot talking about that. And it's funny that, that's exactly what I say. Surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too technical, but even as far as looking over the contract, make sure you have somebody that knows how to read contracts, because you get some guys like Bob Arum, who's a Harvard graduate, law school, writing these contracts. So it's very important to have people with the best interest on your side, and try to keep it as small as you can. And also the training, the work ethic. You have to put the time in. You do not want to be in that locker room before the fight, second guessing yourself if you can make it 12 rounds.
Yeah.
100. Everything you said, Jesse, is 100% true.
How's school going, Jesse?
Well, I'm not doing it this semester because I wanna focus 100% on this next fight. It's a big move for me. Me being with the zone with Eddie and Maximum Boxing, I want to make sure to give it as much exposure and perform at my best. This is I'm in my prime, and I have to make sure that I give a absolutely magnificent night of boxing to my fans, because I'm ranked number 3 in the world at the moment, but I want to be number 1, and for that I'm focused number 1 on becoming number 1 in the world. That is the best at welterweight. Yeah. And for that reason, I decided to put it aside, and I want to stick with focusing on my career. I mean, what I do now, instead of going to class, is just reading books as much as I can on my free time.
Well, I'll tell you what, your college ain't leaving anytime soon, but your prime is. So I would take what you can out of boxing, and school's not going anywhere. It'll be there waiting for you.
Exactly.
I mean, the minute that I have some time off, definitely thinking about joining another semester. I'll do it probably immediately after this fight. That's what I'm hoping for. Especially now that Eddie has gave me a plan and gave me the dates that he wants me to fight in. It facilitates my schedule when it comes to school, because I know exactly when I do have time to go to school and when I won't. That's a big benefit, which we don't get that a lot in boxing. Usually we get the promoter where they say,
you got to fight in 2 months.
Not the promoter or the manager, but someone will tell you, just be ready tomorrow, and I'm gonna get you a fight. And all you can do is just wait on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is not the best position to be in. Fortunately, I'm very lucky and blessed that I have my dates already off there for the next 12 months. And everybody tune into the zone. I definitely recommend it. You're gonna have Anthony Joshua September 22nd on the zone. Awesome. And subscribe now. It's only $9.99 a month. Yeah. And then you're gonna have the Bellator fight September 29th, I believe, 28th or 29th. And then you're gonna have me, of course, October 6th, and you're gonna have Billy Joe Sanders versus Andre, Demetrius Andre, which is a terrific showdown. I mean, they're gonna be fighting for the WBO World Championship, and I would say that it could possibly be one of the most interesting fights of the year. So definitely tune in. I mean, the Zone is putting on great fights. You know, I recommend all the listeners to check us out. Tune in and
yeah, ain't they doing the Contender Series now, or who's doing that?
I don't know. I heard they were doing.
Oh yeah, you're right, Kelly.
Yeah.
The Super Series will also be on the Zone.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, thank you for adding that in.
Make sure everybody subscribe to the Zone, and like I said, like Jesse said, it's $9.99 a month, and you're getting premium fights without having to go through. You know, it's a lot better than paying $69 at a time. You're paying $9.99 a month, and you're getting you're getting boxing and MMA, and you're getting shows and different
Contender
things.
Series,
Contender
which
Series,
people like. So, and
that's correct. Yeah, and then I mean, you don't have to get any annual deals that you have to purchase them the entire year. Month per month, and if you like it, you continue paying month per month, which I'm sure you will.
Yep.
You know, but there's no long-term obligations. So please tune in, and I'm telling you, you won't think twice about it.
That's awesome.
Sweet, man. Well, hey, Jess, I'm gonna let you go, bud. Thank you for coming on. It's always great talking with you and getting your side of and take on things.
Did you ever tell Jesse? I wanted to let you know before you go, you were my very first interview I ever did. I interviewed you in Vegas at the Triple G and Canelo fight for Ellie. When Ellie had the camera on you, he let me interview you, and that was my very first interview I ever did. And it was a big deal to me, man. I was stoked. I was tagging everybody in Facebook.
Be careful, Jess. Maybe James may want to kiss your other ear.
Well, yeah. Have you seen him?
Well, we don't want that. Well, he knows what happened to the first guy.
Hey, I'm from California. We don't do that. I'm not from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, well, wait a second. Don't let me tell Terrence about that. No,
man.
definitely. No, thank you. I appreciate the support, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing interest, of course, at the Triple G fight. And speaking of that fight, who's going to win, Canelo or Triple G? What do you guys think?
I got Canelo.
I got Canelo too. I think Canelo. I think I don't know if we talked about that. I think Canelo could have won that first fight a lot easier. Had an easier time than what he did in that first fight. And I think, I've seen signs of Triple G fading. Everybody ages differently. And, I think this fight, I think Canelo could win this fight fairly easy.
What do you think, Jesse?
You know what? I would say from the first fight that Canelo has much more to improve on. But when it comes to the details behind everything else, it's a toss-up because I don't know how Canelo was found using clenbuterol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it makes me think twice about his situation. So I mean, come September, come the rematch, I'm going to be able to identify, how good he is and how good he performed the first fight from the second fight.
True.
Yeah.
I agree. And like I said, it's an honor having you on, and I appreciate it. And
Yeah,
Kelly,
and I'll send you some funny pictures and memes and shit like that. I'll stay in touch with you, homie. And you'll probably.
Definitely, man. Please do, man. And then have me on. I mean, let me know whenever you guys want me on again. It'd be a pleasure.
don't do that. You'll be on every week.
Yeah, we'll have your ass on every week.
You know you count on me, Kelly.
Hell
Hey.
yeah, bro.
Let me know.
But we'll see you in Chicago for sure.
Yeah, we'll be up in Chicago, man. That'll be a nice little
Excellent.
trip. So,
You guys in Chicago then. Thank you for the support.
all right, homie.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Right.
Later.
Bye-bye.
That was Jessie Vargas, and I like Jessie. That was, like I said, that was my first interview, my very first interview. Ellie Setback set that. Let me do an interview for him, and to me that was huge, man. Because I don't know how to interview. I'm a fucking shitty interviewer, but you know what?
I am
It was
too.
fun.
Even still
No,
after
but
the
you're
show,
not. You're not a shitty interviewer. You're actually better than I am.
That's why I have you that usually ask all the questions.
No, well,
I did ask some good
you
questions
did.
today, though.
You
I was
do.
on top of the
Hey,
game,
How
man.
they do it? You do.
I do.
You do.
I do.
I do.
Hey, go. You take a lot
Hey
of
guys,
shit. I do.
We can do a lot of your questions. We just had a problem. It's hard with the show getting all of them. I try to get what I can. Thank you, Pasco. We appreciate it. How many fighters do you think that could have losing records that become champs with the right opportunities? Steven, there's really not a number. I mean, it all depends. There was guys like Fucking Freddie Pendleton, who was 42 or he was 20 or 32 and 17, he became a world champion, and he lost his belt to Rafael Ruelas. There's guys out there who are losing. Oh, Mickey Ward is another one. They had a losing, basically close to not a great record. And then you had Emmanuel Augustus, who never did become a champion, but by all rights, he should have been a champion. He was robbed multiple times in title fights.
Yeah, you got some out there.
You got some guys. You know what? The right opportunity. It's usually, you know.
You got some guys where they should take the manager and trainer and beat the shit out of them for what they did with these fighters that could have been world champions.
Oh, and then you got guys that have beautiful fucking records that can't fight for shit.
Yeah,
it's out there, man. You said Emmanuel Augustus. He never won a title, but he should have.
Yep.
And I think he was robbed out of a title 3 or 4 different times. I mean, somewhere he wasn't connected enough. You know what I mean?
My makeup makes me look like a special force soldier.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a twat.
You look like ate up like a soup sandwich.
Ready for like guerrilla warfare.
You know, hey, let's go on to another topic while we're here. Let's talk about the video that surfaced the other day. And I know it's a sensitive subject for me, and I know for you for the most part. But Emiliano Vargas had a video posted. He did not post, by the way, right? And a lot of people came down on Emmy. Let's go back on the story. There's a video posted with Fernando Vargas' son, Emiliano Vargas, who's ranked number 1 in the country right now in 3 different weight classes. Great amateur, probably one of the best amateur fighters in the country today. Showed a video of him. Mind you, he's 14 years old, right? 14. And he's sparring with the kid in this video who's 18 years old. And he knocked the kid the fuck out. Knocked him out. Well, a lot of people are coming down on Emmy. Oh, he's a bully, he's this and that. My take is this, guys. It is not these kids' fault. If you're going to hold anybody responsible, you hold the coaches outside the ring fault for not stopping that. Emmy did what he was supposed to.
We got to answer this, Arthur Deaton, because it's a good question. But yeah, so go ahead. Let's not forget about it. No, keep going.
Emmy did what he was supposed to do. He kept punching till the bell rang or till the fight was stopped. That's what you're trained to do.
Yeah.
The minute that you do that, it becomes a habit. You know, I mean, I would want him to keep that killer instinct that he has. I mean, it's sparring, but a lot of things was behind that sparring match. And let's be honest. Let's tell what happened. A lot of people are saying that it was just a friendly sparring match. That sparring match was not friendly. Fernando and Emmy came into another gym, was invited to another gym. And it was a hostile environment for the most part. Fernando got called out by some dickhead in the gym. Fernando sparred the guy, knocked him out, knocked the guy out talking shit, which you're going to do when somebody talks shit to you, right?
Yeah.
And then that kid called Emmy out right after, thinking, oh, I'm the star of this gym. I have 100 fights. I'm going to call Emiliano out because I'm older. Well, it didn't work out that way, and Emilio knocked him the fuck out. This is what happens when sometimes you get what you asked for. What's your take on it?
I see what you're saying, and when I found out, I was like, okay. When I first seen it, I was kind of like, the people that were involved in that were at fault. If it was just a regular sparring match. Listen, I get it. My biggest thing I tell people is, like, when you're sparring, don't ever hold back, because you hold back, you will carry that into a fight and you'll get in bad habits. You'll pick up a shitload of bad habits. I'm not for it. But on the other hand, I am not for somebody lifeless, pretty much. That's what it was. Getting beat like that and nobody stopping it. Nobody screaming at the top of their lungs. I was against that. I'm sorry. That kid was hurt like 15 to 20 seconds before he even went down, and he was hurt bad. But to come to find out what transpired, what took place before that, what led up to that.
Simon's saying the same thing too.
Fuck yeah. Listen, you open your mouth, you do what you say, you have them come to the gym, you do that in the gym. That was more of a feud. And that shit happens when you get somebody running their mouth in boxing. It's not a joke, and especially when you got 2 competitors and 2 guys that fight. That came down to more of a personal issue, which at the end of the day, they had headgear on, they had gloves, and what he did was not wrong. And he deserved to do that. And hopefully that kid learned his lesson and whoever else was involved with that learned their lesson on that kid's side. So that's where I'm at.
Thinking that you're going to call Fernando out because he's 42 years old. Thinking
Yeah.
you're going to call him out because you're a fucking guy off the street that's
Yeah,
a
so-
muscle guy. You're going to call Fernando out, and then you get knocked out too.
At the end of the day, no, there was nothing wrong with what happened in that sparring session. And that kid that was the sparring partner got everything he deserved. And actually, you know what? If they were even more of a savage, they would have gave him a 30-second rest period and then fucking
Gave it to him again.
Gave him more.
Simon says you get called and invited to another gym, and people are there to watch a sparring session. Emiliano did what he does and embarrassed the guy that thought he was going to make a name for himself. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say it better, Simon. These guys, they came into a hostile environment. These guys had it out for these two because they wanted to make a name by beating up Fernando, who's 42 and retired, and beating up Emiliano. It didn't work out that way. Though Fernando's a world champion. I don't care.
But if that was a regular sparring session,
I could see it, but it wasn't.
That wasn't. There was more behind that. Simon, there shouldn't be crowds and fans at the gym to watch sparring. Too many gyms make a show out of it. I once went to a gym where we were set up sparring, and they were selling popcorn and snacks for sparring. There was also never any filming at the gym allowed back in my day.
I agree.
And still a lot of camps, maybe
Don't
not
allow
all of them, Simon. I do know some gyms that do have that, some camps, and some didn't. We didn't, especially Big Fight. We didn't allow that shit in there. You weren't allowed to video.
It's because your game plan's getting out in the open.
We didn't shut down the gym, but the regulars that were there that trained, they were allowed to stick around for the sparring, and most of them still had to work out. But yeah, I think that's a horrible thing to have that. I mean, sparring is for somebody to work on and perfect their craft for the fight coming up. So
no, and well, hey, let's talk about the news. What's hit the news lately. Let's talk about that. What was the champion I called it? I got arrested. The one. Fuck! I just slipped my fucking mind. He fought Floyd.
yeah, I'm trying. Not Zab.
No, not Zab. Fuck! I can't even think of his name. Fuck it. I'll think of it in a minute. He's from Argentina. Not
Carlos.
Baldemir. News came out this week, guys. Carlos Baldemir was arrested, and he's looking at 20 to 50 years for raping his daughter. We talked about this last show, if you remember. We talked about this bullshit in this last show. I don't even have words for it. How you need to watch your kids, and even worse, that's his own child. And it's fucking sad. You know what I mean? That it makes the whole sport look bad in itself.
My take on that, like, you could be a guy literally in self-defense. If somebody breaking your house and you could shoot an intruder or somebody, and you stand a possibility of getting life in prison.
Lonnie said,
but electric chair. But Carlos, there's no why. What's 50 fucking years? Give that like torture the motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like cut him with fucking, give him paper cuts all over the body and pour fucking salt water and gasoline on him every day, 24 hours a day. Cut little fingers off once a month.
It says, Jeff says, what about Wilder and Zelenoff? That fight, that little sparring session happened a long time ago, and Zelenoff was talking a lot of shit. Zelenoff was talking shit and talking about Wilder's handicapped daughter. He got what he deserved in that.
Did Lonnie just say I'm late? What is this, ICP edition?
Yeah,
is that,
Insane Clown Posse.
The rapper group?
Yeah, Insane Clown Posse.
They came out my senior year in high school?
Yeah. Who's going chicken hunting? No, because it's Viking Day. Did you tell him it's Viking Day?
Oh, it's Viking Day.
Lonnie, it's Viking Day.
Fucking
Look,
Viking Day, Lonnie.
Viking Day, Lonnie. You got it. It just got too fucking hot.
Oh, back to the Vikings.
He murdered his daughter.
My
She's
homie
dead.
Adam Carano was on.
Yeah, I agree, Sergio. But no, like I said, there's just so much.
Oh yeah, what did you say? Especially down in Argentina.
Yeah, especially down in Argentina. Yeah. What do you think about the entire drama behind the Facebook drama regarding JoJo's fight?
Vikings.
Delilah. I personally think that JoJo needs to look at another camp. I don't think he's getting exactly what he needs in his camp that he's in. He came in overweight, and I just don't think he's looked as good as he could. I think he has a lot more potential than he's showing. What do you think, Delilah? Viking Day and no Viking. You know what? Viking Herm took the day off.
He's got clinicals.
He had clinicals today because Viking Herm's an RN when he's not pillaging and robbing and shit, killing people.
Yeah, raping.
It is. You get what you pay for.
Justin laughed at that last one.
It's true. Because
he always laughs at our 2 stars PE.
It is true, and you're right, Delilah. Do you believe Mike Garcia Camp should try to talk sense to Mikey to push for a catch weight? Absolutely not, Ryan. You know why? Because let me tell you what I think. I think if Mikey pushes for a catch weight and wins, it's going to only because it was a catch weight, and he weakened Errol Spence. Mikey said under no circumstances does he want any advantages. He doesn't want a catch weight, and he doesn't want a hydration clause either.
Can I tap on that real quick, too, though? And James, you mentioned this as well as me. There's nothing wrong when people were coming down on Mikey for taking that fight. And again, it's a no-lose situation for Mikey. Okay, everybody's going, well, his health, though. What about his health? I don't think it's that big of a fucking mismatch at all that he's worrying about his health. He fought the fight before the last one against Lipinets. He fought at 140.
Yes.
That's only a weight class below welterweight. He goes up 2 weight classes, and he loses to a guy who is pound for pound, one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. He loses to that guy 2 weight classes above.
Yep.
And he's making probably the highest payday that he's going to make for a guy who really don't want a long career. He loses. He goes back down to lightweight and defends his lightweight world championship belt.
Yep.
With the experience and of being in with a bigger, top-notch guy. He wins the fight. Now you got Mikey as number 1 pound for pound, number 2.
Exactly, Daniel. But they're asking to waiver that clause from the IBF because they don't want any advantage at all. They don't want this. And then this is the thing I try to explain to people too. And I've said it before. Mikey is not in boxing for the long term. I've said it before, and people it kind of goes over their head. Mikey has stated multiple times he wants to be out of the sport soon. And so there is absolutely nothing wrong with cashing out. And you know what? People are saying, no, it's 2 weight classes. It's 1 weight class. He fought at 140 before. Why
are baseball players allowed to have a 10-year career or 9-year career? Or why can't fucking boxers, all sports, why can't a boxer
have a 5-year or 6 or 8-year career and call it a career?
Yeah.
He earned it.
All right, listen, I want to first, Lonnie goes, Carlo Mazzone 2. What's up with Argentinian champs?
Well, my Donna never did anything like that. But
or
Sergio Martinez
didn't. All right, Arthur says, in championship fights, what makes the difference for most guys? Instruction in the corner or making adjustments yourself? Good question, Arthur. And actually, that comes down to both. Yeah, that's why you kind of do call it. I'm one, the fighter does a lot of this shit himself. He diets, starves, runs, gets punched by himself. But you still do have a team. And that's why it's important to have a good cornerman and trainer in your corner, because instructions is a very big part of it, and you need that. And then that comes down to you to make that adjustment also, and how your trainer trained you in camp to make that adjustment. So both of that is very, very key, plays a key role in your performance in the fight and the outcome of the fight. If you got a guy giving you the wrong instructions, you're obviously not going to make the adjustments, and if you're not prepared for that, then it don't happen.
You know, Sergio says, the ball's on Mikey. Love it. Can't wait for the fight. I hope he shocks the world and performs like Calzaghe versus Lacey. And you know what? It's not a shock if he wins. And I agree with you, Sergio. But it's not a shock. Mikey is not that big of an underdog, and you're going to see the line get a lot closer on this fight.
You're talking about a junior welterweight who's in maybe the top 5 pound for pound too.
You're talking about a guy who's 39-0 right now, and you're talking about Errol Spence, who is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, 100% great fighter, one of the best young fighters in the world. But there is a gap.
Complete mismatch.
There's a gap in experience. There's a gap in experience there. Errol's a great fighter, but other than those few wins, I don't know. I really don't know. Right now, the common sense part of me says Errol Spence. I mean, it has to.
Yeah,
he's a bigger.
I agree.
He's a bigger, stronger guy. But my heart and how I feel and says Mikey. So, but for me to say that Errol Spence doesn't have an advantage would make me a fucking hypocrite, because for the same attributes that I give Errol Spence over Mikey, are the same attributes I give Mikey over Lomachenko. So I would be a hypocrite to say it was different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% on that. Thank you for saying it for me.
And I agree, I agree, Steven. Spence might overpower him. But let me tell you what.
In all cases, he should.
He should. But the thing is, can he outthink Mikey? Can he out technique Mikey? And that's the problem.
That's a good question, Delilah. Does it make a difference that there is a microphone in the corner? Do boxers ever have the right to refuse that? That I don't know.
I don't know. I have
and
no idea.
They may have a say in that. That's a hell of a question. I imagine that'd be something that you would ask the network.
You know what? Delilah has a great fucking Delilah. Why don't we just ask Delilah? Delilah Rico, guys, she's one of the she's one of the heads of USA Boxing in her region, and she was the team manager of the 2012 U.S. Olympic men and women's boxing team. So she is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to Errol Spence, and also she's known Mikey for years too. Delilah, what do you think about Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia?
Well, we wait for her response.
And I know how much she loves Errol. I know she loves EJ, but I want to hear what she has to say.
Arthur made another good had a comment. Mikey makes adjustments when he has to. That's what makes the matchup so interesting. Yes, Arthur, 100%. And we've been saying that through Mikey's last 3 fights. Mikey is so intelligent and such a technician in the ring that could give anybody a hard time. I mean, what Mikey may lack against somebody in skills, he can make up on that part of it.
Yes.
Just being that smart and able to make adjustments. And so that's a really good point that you bring up there. And that's what really don't make that fight that big of a mismatch.
No,
It don't.
But also, too, the one thing I like to point out is every opponent or every sparring partner Mikey's had have all commented he's the hardest puncher that they faced. Yeah. Everybody. Robert Easter just said the same thing after he was done. Marcos Maidana said that Mikey Garcia hit him the hardest out of anybody he's ever sparred with. Now, if anybody ever knows Marcos Maidana, he's not one to bullshit. He will tell you straight up, hey, you know what I mean? And then when they talk about
this is true.
Let's talk about Mikey's chin. Like, oh, well, Mikey's chin, he got dropped. Let me tell you what, when he got dropped, he was in the middle of a weight cut. He was weak. He tried to make 28. This dude fought Pacquiao. He sparred Pacquiao. He sparred Edwin Valero. And Edwin Valero could fucking crack. Matisse. And, Maidana and Brandon Rios, guys who could punch, and they couldn't hurt him. So, I mean, this is a guy, and you got to remember, I mean, Mikey, they say Mikey can compete. A lot of them said Mikey has a junior welterweight or a junior middleweight power or middleweight power. He carries that power.
He sure does, Ryan. That's what we've been saying.
Delilah says, I think EJ has crazy power, but Mike is intelligent. That's not what we asked, Delilah.
But
we want to know what you fucking think. Tell us.
That's the easiest way to put it, though.
What? No neutral card. Tell us, Mama D, what you think. And no, Maidana said that Mike.
It's like telling us to be like that.
Hey, but Maidana.
Yeah, Delilah, you don't own a show, so fucking just A or B.
Yeah,
come on.
But she does have the Olympic team.
She do. This is true.
But Maidana, you know what though? Maidana is straight up though. He said that Mikey was the hardest puncher he's ever sparred with. Simon says, not sure if the Hagler routine of locking yourself in dressing room and not allowing anyone is allowed these days. I think it's contracted for network cameras to be in the locker room. Last I saw was De La Hoya against Ruelas when Jeremy Williams was guarding the door right up until it was time to enter. Yeah, Simon, I don't know. Kelly might know.
Still, I don't know how that works either. I mean, I'm sure if you want to refuse, I've never seen anything in a contract like that. But again, I've been retired 6 years now, so I don't know. That'd be something that we would have to ask some of these young fighters when they're on the show.
Delilah says, I think EJ wins. Well, you know what? That's a fair pick. That is a fucking fair pick. Yeah, I can't argue with that pick. Sergio says, Mikey is a Super Mac computer in the ring. Reminds me of Mayweather ring. Who would Pac fight next, or who would you like to see?
Personally, retire.
Personally, I think it's time for, you know what? People
go out on a good note. I think.
So. I think anybody in that top 5 will beat Manny Pacquiao.
I do too. Go out on top. Go out like how fighters should.
But if I could, you know who I would like to see though, if I had to see it? Adrian Broner or Manny Pacquiao.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I'd like to see Adrian Broner because look, Manny Pacquiao's on his way out.
Deserve that fucking money for that fight?
you know what? He's going to fight for it, right? He'll deserve it because he's fighting for it. But the thing is this. You got Manny going off in the sunset,
Kirk
and you got
Franklin.
Adrian Broner pushing that gatekeeper status. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be a great fucking fight.
We should push for that one. Talk to promoters.
You have everybody's number. I don't know anybody.
Who's promoting Pac? He ain't with Top Rank. No
Yeah,
more.
he's back. Him and Top Rank.
They are?
They patched some shit up, I read.
I'm going to text Lee Samuels and tell him, make this fight happen.
Yes,
I want to cut.
Yes, we do.
You're welcome, Broner.
But I love Mikey. Never go against him, only if he's fighting my team. But we're Team Mikey for the most part, too.
Simon, I agree. I mean, how many guys have we seen? Okay, Roy Jones. Personally, I know because I'm a fighter how good Roy Jones was, but
Roy Jones is fucking amazing.
A lot of me still remembers his last couple fights.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard. I really remember the Hector Camacho fight.
Bro, I remember Terry Norris destroying Sugar Ray. I felt so bad.
Yeah, I mean, so like I agree. Like get out, like go out on top. That was a hell of a performance his last fight. Call it quits. He's not going to beat Crawford, Spence. He ain't going to beat those guys.
No. Steven, last week you said you shouldn't say when someone should. No, I can say when they retire. It's not my job to tell that fighter to retire. I can have we have our opinion if they should retire. But I would never sit in front of Manny Pacquiao and say, your ass needs to retire. There's a difference. That's disrespectful. But for me personally, my opinion is he probably should retire. But for me to tell that fighter is fucking wrong. That's what we mean. And Dylan, I like the Broner fight too. I think that would be something. But I think Broner's looking at Lipinets, and I think that's a mistake for Broner.
I think so too.
I think Lipinets is a fucking monster. He hits hard and he's strong.
I think so too.
What he come in against Mikey at 64?
But what's weird to say about that? But Broner still has a style that could actually box Lipinets too.
Broner is good. Broner is not a bad fighter. Daniel, you cried when it happened to Leonard? That is a sensitive dude, man. Daniel just loves the fuck out of boxing. I don't think I've ever cried for anybody getting knocked out.
I did a couple times.
You cried?
Yeah, Gotti lost.
Oh, yeah, that's your buddy. That's your homie.
Signorani, I was young.
That's
he was
your buddy,
fighting.
man. But I understand, but I don't know, man.
Tyson.
You know when I did get...
I cried when Buster Douglas knocked Tyson out.
You were like a baby.
I was 8 years old.
You were crying because you probably pissed your bed.
Wait, what year was that fight?
1990.
Yeah, I was 8 years old.
You were crying because you probably pissed yourself in your bed.
No, I didn't. I was crying because I watched it on Channel 99 with the white versus black ants and everything else going, and then you get you could hear it, and a little line came down in between.
Yep.
Like when you try to catch a porn flick and you catch a right boob in the picture.
Yeah.
And when he fucking got knocked out, you could hear it.
Yeah.
And I cried.
I heard an interesting thing. Eddie Hearn trying to get Amir Khan versus Pacquiao fight could make a lot of money. You know what? It's just not the right fight for Manny. Amir has basically come full circle with Joe Goosen at the time. You know a fight I would like to see? I don't know what Kelly thinks. I would love to see Amir Khan and Errol Spence.
Me too.
I think Amir Khan would gouge his fucking eyes out. I think Amir Khan would beat Errol Spence. And don't say, oh, his chin, my fucking ass. Errol Spence is not that heavy of a puncher where he's a one-punch knockout guy. I think Amir Khan...
That'd be a great fight, but the Pac Broner has still got me fucking thinking.
Oh, yeah, but listen to this. I've talked to... how many different people we talked to? 4 or 5 different fighters, and they've all said Amir Khan is the hardest puncher they've ever faced. We just had Chris Algieri say that he punched harder than Errol Spence, didn't he?
Oh, fuck, but not only that, his hand speed.
Speed.
Let's go back to the... I forgot I had something really good I was going to say about that. Oh, okay. Do you think at this stage, though, for Pac, I know it's a fight that we would like to see against Broner, but do you think that would be for a belt? And so do you think Pacquiao, at this stage of his career, would want to take that chance again of fighting another guy like Broner for a non-title fight? Or maybe Pac wants to fight one of these big guys for his one last shot at winning a title. So... Yeah.
Daniel said, dude, you're getting high. EJ kills him. Why? Why would he kill Amir Khan? Why would Errol Spence kill Amir Khan? Amir Khan
wasn't never. I don't think he was losing any fight on points.
He never lost any fights. He got knocked out by guys who could punch.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, guys. I don't know. It's your guys' opinion too. I mean, but my opinion is this. He can fucking punch, man. And you know what? It's funny. We sat with Chris Algieri. What?
I would pretty much pick Amir Khan over anybody. If Amir Khan didn't get knocked out like he did,
He'd been pound for pound.
I would right now I would have Amir Khan as the best fighter in boxing, and that's even including if Floyd Mayweather was still in his prime fighting at 147.
And you know what I noticed about Amir Khan?
And that's not crazy.
Did you see the ESPYs when Amir Khan was with Mikey? How much bigger Amir Khan was? How huge he was? Like, what
He's
the
big
fuck?
dude, he's tall.
He's big. Matt, you know what? I agree, Daniel. He is pretty Manny. And you know what? Bud Crawford will beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. I don't think
You can't blame Bob on that.
I can't blame him.
Pacquiao wants it.
Yeah, I can't blame him. Amir Khan loses. You know, a lot of fights that Amir's lost is because of weight. He's fought at 35. He's fought at 40. The guy is a big fucking guy, man. And when you take that kind of weight off, you are susceptible to be knocked out.
This makeup's fucking with me.
But I don't know, man. I've heard 4 or 5 different sparring, like people that's actually fought him or sparring partners, and Kelly can verify it. Even Mikey said that Amir Khan is the hardest puncher that he's even sparred.
Well, you don't have to go to sparring. Watch his fucking fights.
Bro.
He can hit. Amir Khan,
he's fast.
He's got probably the fastest hands in boxing right now, along with Gary, and he could crack. He's a hell of a fucking fighter. He had the fights he got knocked out. He was still winning those. Like I don't see where people go, "You're fucking crazy having him beat Spence." He's a lot faster than Spence, and he's taller than Spence,
and he's every bit more experienced.
Yeah, like what is so fucking crazy about that?
But see, the people
that irritates me.
Well, the problem is they've seen Errol Spence's last fight, and they saw that when that no-hoper, they seen the guy get knocked out in 30 fucking seconds, right, or 1 minute, right? And now all of a sudden, Errol Spence is Joe McClellan. Or fucking Triple G with punching power. No, the guy couldn't hurt fucking Peterson, man. He hit him on the body. The guy gave up. But
no, I know, but that was a liberal
Errol Spence is a great fighter, but he is not this one punch knockout artist that people think. He's not Ivan Drago.
Khan was in the Canelo fight and landing until he got KO'd. So
yes, he is taller than EJ. Amir Khan is.
I think, an inch.
An inch, maybe. He is tall. He's about 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
Right? But look at Maidana did take it, but also Khan fucking dropped. Didn't Khan drop Maidana in that fight with a body shot? And that's true.
One fight.
Wait,
you could ramble off 12 fucking fights and somebody will find
something
one
wrong.
fight.
Hey, but didn't Amir Khan beat Maidana in his prime, who could fucking had one punch knockout power? Wasn't fucking wasn't Marcos Maidana a one punch knockout artist? Mm-hmm. And didn't Amir Khan beat him?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That fucking shit. I think Maidana hit every bit as hard as Errol Spence.
I think he hit harder than Errol Spence.
Oh yeah, I do too. But again,
no, I'm not.
Daniel, don't make bets you won't pay, buddy.
Let me see.
The Olympic team trained in Amir Khan's gym in Manchester before the Olympics. He's a great guy.
I forgot my thing.
I agree, Delilah. He is.
Okay. YouTube comment.
Okay.
Angelo Costas.
All right.
I think Pac-Man could beat Loma.
I can't help it. That shit just killed me. He said Manny Pacquiao beats Lomachenko.
Oh my God. Even at the age of 39, Pacquiao will be the fastest fighter that Loma has ever fought.
Bro, I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come through here and say we've been punked.
Not a good matchup for Angelo. I appreciate you always watching and commenting on the show. Sorry, my co-host, he has something wrong with his throat. But I cannot even a little bit, Angelo. Again, I say this with the utmost respect for you.
I'm going to say this right now.
No, hold on.
Jeff Horn beats Mikey Garcia.
Being a true fan of the show, but this is one thing that I have to disagree with you on. I don't see anywhere on this earth or planet or history of boxing that this can happen. And I don't even think in Pacquiao's prime. But at least he had a better chance in his prime. But
in his prime, I would give him a fuck yeah, he could win that fight. But right now, because he beat I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna fucking say it.
But I do want to go ahead.
Chocolatito beats Mikey Garcia. Carlos Cuadras beats Errol Spence.
Not even at a catch weight either. straight junior welterweight. All right, Angelo. Hi, fellas. Then, but here's his other question.
Okay.
Angelo says, "What is the most important aspect of boxing training?" Thanks. It would be sparring,
conditioning
and sparring. Yes. So what that is. Okay. Wow, that was pretty funny. Though.
If he did fight Pacquiao, Lomachenko, it'd be the best fight. I disagree, Daniel. I think Linares was the best fighter that he's fought so far. And I think this version of Linares is better than this version of Pacquiao.
Well, I'm sorry, but Gary Russell's a good ass fighter.
Gary Russell also
probably the fastest, one of the top two guys with the fastest hands in boxing. Michael Hobson goes, Kelly, what was your training like during the week of the fight? Well, that's because we had to fight the skill at being 6'2". So the week of the fight was still limited. We cut down on a lot of the hard training, but we still, obviously we had to because our food intake obviously cut down drastically. But we still mainly a little bit of pads, a little bit of bag work, jump rope, a little bit of light running on treadmill. Then you had a lot of saunas, probably about the day before the weigh-in. Things like that, because that was a drying out period. So we brought it down, but it was more so focusing on a skill. We weren't training to be able to go 12 rounds at that point. We were doing cardio to make weight.
I got a question for you, Kelly. On your week, what was your diet on fight week?
The Monday, Tuesday was cut down, but it was still the chicken salads, fish.
How many calories do you think you were taking in daily, you think?
Oh, at most 1,200.
Really?
Yeah, with the training that was still going. And then, of course, by Wednesday, which is only 2 days before the weigh-in, really started cutting down to the drying out. Which now, in a lot of studies, they say that for fighters, the best thing would do is to drink a lot of water on the Wednesday and the day before the weigh-in, because it would actually help them lose that last couple pounds.
Yeah, it does. It gets rid of that water retention.
But thanks, Michael. We appreciate the question.
Ryan wants to know: do you believe the winner of Garcia Errol Spence will face Terrence Crawford in a mega fight, or politics going to prolong the fight? The better fight would be Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, because Mikey and Terrence Crawford is not on the horizon, and it's probably not going to happen. You're going to have to talk to the gods of promotion to make that happen. Our show will say it too. What's going on? There's a lot of bad blood between Top Rank and Mikey Garcia. There was a lawsuit and 2 years off, and a lot of money went out. And when you fuck with somebody's money on both sides, you're gonna get a lot of emotions, and they will not deal with Garcia's right now. They will put all of the Garcia's fighters on. They just won't deal with Mikey.
And secondly, you got to understand they don't have to. If they don't have to make that fight, there's money floating around everywhere else too.
There is too much. There's too much writing on that. Top Rank has a lot of stars, but that being said, Terrence Crawford is one of the biggest stars on the list there. But putting him against Mikey right now, and I don't know how it's going to go. Terrence Crawford's an amazing fighter, and he's my pound for pound number one, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And I know you disagree with my assessment, but
it's not crazy for you. I'm not. I'm not saying you're.
But like I said, I have
don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I have him and Lomachenko neck and neck. If I had to pick one at this moment, Kelly, I need some guns. Come on, be nice to your mama. It's Delilah. Come on.
What? Did you say Cuervo?
Now, does this look queer? Chocolatito is on the Canelo Triple G undercard. Do you think he'll be able to rebound? You know what, Arthur? Absolutely. Let me tell you why. The biggest thing with Chocolatito, and the reason he went up out of a weight class he should never have been in. And when you get a guy moving up 3 or 6 pounds that's only 112 pounds, that's like 10 or 15% of their body weight. It's not like a middleweight moving to 68 or 68 moving to 75. You're a guy that's 112 pounds that fought at 108 pounds. You know what I mean? You're moving up 9, 10, 5 pounds. You're taking up almost 12% of your body weight.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Kennedy goes, when Bob Arum dies, what happens to Top Rank?
It's in good hands.
It's in good hands. You got Todd DeBuff, which is running that, and
Lee Samuels and Bruce Trampler.
So, I mean, but even with them, you know, matchmaker and shit, but no, that'll be Todd.
Yeah.
And Todd's pretty much been running that for almost 2 decades now.
Todd does a shit ton of that, you know?
So.
But. And it says his son takes over. Yeah, and you know.
That's Todd.
Yeah.
DeBuff.
Yep. So, yeah, it's Top Rank's in good hands, you know, so. Not to mention some of the other people that work there, like in the smaller roles, they're always really good at what they do.
Well, get your final questions in, guys. We got about
5 minutes.
5 minutes left.
Yep, we do. We have to wait before Bob to die
and dies.
You know, I don't want that to happen, man.
Yeah.
But
he's still doing good for the sport. I mean, a lot of this shit's still his doing. I mean, this ESPN and these big fights on ESPN. Believe me, that was huge for boxing to have these ESPN shows.
I like it, and you know the thing is too, man. A lot of these fighters these stars that we love would not be here without Top Rank. He made Floyd Mayweather. People say what they want. He made Oscar De La Hoya.
Pacquiao.
He made Manny Pacquiao. Roy Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on. Let's not forget Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Fuck. But
work with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Amy says Top Rank comes to Oklahoma City in November. Will you guys come?
Oh my. The who?
Amy sent a thing that says Top Rank comes back to Oklahoma City. Will we come in November? That's possible.
You know, 2 of my worst fucking fights that I hated going.
Oklahoma.
Was Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Concho.
You thought somebody named Pinocha?
Concho, Oklahoma.
Cocho? You thought somebody named
Concho?
Concho. Sergio says, how do you guys feel about the new outlets offering boxing's ESPN, Facebook, PBC is a new trend? Because HBO, Showtime, and ESPN, it starts getting expensive. I like it. I fucking love it.
I do and I don't. I can't keep kicking that, but I got a size 14. But here's my reasoning why. For instance, the ESPN app.
Like it.
But what other fucking sport do you have to go onto your fucking phone and download an app like golf? You can watch golf. I'm just saying, like, a lot of it I do like, and it makes it more accessible for people where they don't have to spend a shitload of money. But at the same time, who really wants to sit on their fucking tablet or phone to watch a guy like one of the pound-for-pound top fighters in the world fight?
I watch it on my TV.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, but some people don't. I mean, it's an app, though. Like, what I'm saying is, why can't you go to your inside stations or just regular ESPN and, you know, where the money comes in and all the greediness? I mean, like, honestly, you don't go to watch the Masters. You don't fucking click on to CBS app.
Well,
it's on regular cable TV. That's what I'm saying.
It's
still hard to get to.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. I put it right on my TV and I watch it. I like it. But the thing, they said, is both the Charlos a feature of their current divisions? I don't think so. I think 160 is still Danny Jacobs. I mean, and Triple G and Canelo at this point. And
you still got guys like Billy Joe Saunders.
That we don't know. And Andrade, no, I don't think so. And Charlo at 54? I don't know, man. I don't.
Because you got to see what Canelo wants to do after this fight.
Yeah. You need to buy and at 54, I think Hurd is the man at 154,
right,
man.
Yeah, there's another one.
I think people need to stay the fuck away from Hurd because what he makes up for like his boxing.
The hard hitting Mexican kid.
Munguia, Jaime Munguia. Yeah. But I think what he makes up for in skill, he makes up for in toughness. You're not just gonna go through and hurt Hurd. He's gonna walk you down. Viking Herm is in clinicals today. When he's not raping and pillaging and robbing ships, he's actually a registered nurse.
Yes, he is.
So he's in clinicals right now.
So if you guys ever get sick,
he can kill you and make you better.
He will, yeah. Or if you need a prostate exam,
he would love to do that.
He would love to use that. He has all the proper tools and equipment.
You know what? I don't use Apple TV and have the internet speed. I use Direct TV from
That's smart.
I use
TV. I couldn't
DirecTV
get my
from.
fucking app. There was no app for.
Dude, I have the app on my.
I know, but maybe it's because you have the
I know it's just my Wi-Fi. I have a smart TV. You just have the Direct TV Wi-Fi and it comes on. Thank you, Kevin. And there's my sister Olivia.
Marcus Ohio runs boxing is watching.
Oh yeah, Marcus there. We ain't talking bad about you. He's worried about we're gonna say something about his picks. No, we haven't said nothing about you. Always.
How you feel though after that Easter fight? Holla.
Oh, Easter let him win. Easter let him win.
Easter let him
Oh,
win.
hey, now he's on the Spence train. Spence is gonna run through this time.
Listen, but Marco's my homie. He always does good for me.
Yeah, he does. He does take care of you on there. He doesn't.
He reps me. I appreciate that.
He doesn't shit on you on there.
He don't.
But
and for that, he stays my true homie.
Yep.
And for that,
Arthur says the reason I don't like the more accessible apps and boxes is because guys will have more of an excuse not to fight each other in the ugly belts. HBO and Showtime taught us that. I have to agree. I have to agree with that. But Daniel says Melo at 54. I don't know. Melo has enough problems. You know what? Maybe if you put a title belt on his wife or his girlfriend, maybe we could see. I mean, didn't he just beat somebody up?
Scott Best. Prostate exams for both of you on the show next week to promote men's health.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Do not threaten me with a good time. I'm down.
James, remember you told me, what was that, last year you went and got that prostate exam?
Yeah.
And for the life of you couldn't figure out why you had the doctor with both of his hands on your shoulders when you were getting that?
It was enjoyable.
Did they ever find anything?
I found my reason not to call myself a man.
or why not to go for my annual checkups?
Hey, I didn't find my fucking dignity, I'll tell you that much. Thank you, Sergio. I appreciate it. No, you know what? Like I said, going back to the Easter, Mikey, for Marcus, Easter made me a fan of his. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Easter, on his toughness and the way he fought and the way and the sportsmanship he showed after,
exactly.
I'm a fan of Easter.
I just said that. I said that after the fight. That was so nice to see. And then even afterwards, he carried on with that in that little interview in the video.
Also, though, yeah, and also, big fight coming too on the Canelo undercard.
Guy Packer, I gotta say, if you made that U in the beginning of your name an A, that'd be fucking funny.
Another fight we need to bring up.
You didn't get it?
No.
You see?
It's not on there for me.
Kevin Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
It should be coming up.
Okay.
I
Another fight, though.
Did you see it? I thought it was funny. Nobody's seen it. Or maybe it's up.
Oh, did you turn around and kiss the doctor? No, he's not.
Maybe that's it.
What are you talking about, Daniel? The doctor's not gay. Oh, shit. Do I think Alexander Provodkin is being overlooked? No, I don't think he's being overlooked. I just don't think Joshua wants to fight him. I don't think he wants to take a chance and ruin the chance of a Wilder fight. Right? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hit and miss on Wilder. For a long time, I thought Joshua would beat Wilder, but I don't think so anymore. I think Wilder will beat Joshua. But Virgil Ortiz is fighting on the Canelo Triple G undercard.
That is.
Virgil Ortiz Jr., one of our favorite prospects, and he's also Robert Garcia's fighter now, and he's destroying whatever he puts his hands on. I love that kid.
All right. We're going to wrap it up.
All right, guys. Well, this has been a great show, Kelly.
Really?
We celebrated Viking Day.
We sure did. Without Viking Herm.
And
I gave him every possibility of getting here and chance to get here. And I even told him I pushed the show back an hour for him.
You know what? I'm going to take Miller in that. Miller for a big guy is fast. I like baby, Remember we saw Miller, how big that dude was at the fucking press conferences? Like, that dude's huge. But no, if you guys like the show, do us a favor and subscribe. And share it, and definitely like it, because when you like it, it builds something with the algorithms. I'm not real quite sure how that works, but it sends people to the show. But make sure you subscribe. Next week, we don't have our guest in yet, but we're going to give you a sneak peek. We're going to have Mikey Garcia and Robert Garcia on soon.
Yes. And
also, we're going to have some more giveaways, some more autograph giveaways with the gloves and things like that. So,
and thanks, Dylan. I appreciate it. And you can go back and watch the show, from the beginning.
Thank you, Delilah. I appreciate it. And
Thanks,
hit that bell. Thank you,
Delilah.
Kevin. And hit that bell icon. You know what? I forget about that fucking bell icon every time.
Yeah, hit that bell icon on YouTube.
Bing! Hit that. But you know what? Thank you guys for supporting the
Thanks,
show.
Ryan.
Thank you guys for supporting the show. We
Appreciate
can't
it.
do this show without you guys.
Thanks,
you guys
Daniel.
you guys are the reason we do it, and we appreciate it. Share the show, and tell everybody about it. And I promise I won't cuss anybody out for the next month because I'm not allowed to cuss anybody out anymore, apparently. Right?
True.
I got told I wasn't allowed to cuss anybody out anymore. I don't have a say in my own show anymore. Kelly James, great show. Much love, respect to you guys. Thank you, Ryan, and thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for the questions. Thank you, Esteban and Daniel. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And thank you, Mama D, and thank you, Kevin.
Peace, guys. Till next week.
Till next week.